It really is a beautiful Saturday. It is an amazing Saturday out now. It's a beautiful Saturday. Hey, we're going to have some fun today. Even though, I may not be able to speak, but that's okay because I'm excited about the show that we have coming up. And I'm excited about what we're going to do today. And we have special guests in studio. We have today on this fine program. By the way, if this is your first time tuning in, maybe you're in North Carolina, maybe you're in Georgia, you're driving around, you just happen to catch the show. We don't do any politics here. We are talking about pop culture. We're talking about comic books. We're talking about streaming movies. We talk about Bigfoot, UFOs, chupacabras. I mean, just fun things like that. The things, when you're in your office and you're taking a 15-minute break, it's not an official one. The boss doesn't know you're taking your 15-minute break, but you're taking your 15-minute break and you go, look at child stars grown up now. And you click on it. Well, that's what we do here. We actually clicked on it for you. And that's what we talk about here on this show. On today's show, someone is facing a Nerf wall before the show is over. And we had to wait till everybody was here who picked initially, and they're all here now. So somebody is going to face the Nerf wall. We are going to be talking about South Carolina Comicon because we have a special guest to talk about that, and it's next week, and we're very, very excited about that. I'm very excited about a particular card that I want my picture in front of. But we'll get to that here pretty soon. Also, we are going to crown our Upstate Pulse sidekick champion. And our special guest, it's Rob Young from Borderlands Comics and Games. It is. Has already looked over the list, and he's very unhappy with it, and he should be.
It's sad.
It is sad.
I'm sad at the people that didn't make it.
Because people have, we talk about no politics, but people have made this beautiful bracket into a political thing, wanting some people to win. Just because
we're getting into the finals
mad.
of the bracket, and that can get just as heated as politics sometimes.
Yes, and but it's over the last couple of years, it's become a little more political than it needs to be. It should be fun. It should be accurate. The winner should be someone that you would go, oh yeah, I see why they won.
Have we ever had like direct parameters or objectives with this?
Yes,
we have always had a winner that everyone was okay with.
I wasn't okay with last year's winner.
I'm not sure it's going to either. We'll see.
Who was last year's winner, Matthew?
Star Wars games.
Yeah.
Like there's some decent Star Wars games, but
I will only be happy if a little green fairy
she's not green.
Walks she is
not green.
She's yellow and green.
She is 100%.
She's not even yellow. She wears green.
Have you seen her skin under the green garment that she's wearing? It's green.
Don't look at that kind of anime.
I question how you know this.
Yeah.
How you came by this knowledge.
Maybe in Ireland.
So here's the thing. Yes, in Ireland, as you know, we are surrounded by leprechauns and fairies and fairy folk. I had a chat with her. She's green.
Odie, were you a lost boy?
And then I was found, and now I'm getting older.
Did she actually branch out into Ireland?
She did, yeah. She did. We used to call her Tinker O'Bell. That was her name in Ireland.
That's very inventive.
Yeah, I thought they never lost it, but I think he did.
Well,
maybe I'm a found boy. Can I be a found boy?
Yeah, you could be a found boy. We are also going to talk about the latest episode. All right, we're going to try to get to the latest episode of X-Men 97, Last Airbender. We are going to do our picks for NXT and Wrestlemania today because that stuff's going to be going on next week, and we're going to be at South Carolina Comicon. So show prep is going to be that next week. And we're going to be talking a lot about that. So when we get to that, we want all of your questions to ask the expert, the guy who can tell you everything, because he wrote it, and that would be Rob Young, and he'll be able to help you out on all those things. We are live on stream on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, on X at either 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. We already got some people jumping in on the stream right now. So if you want to see us, and why wouldn't you? Some of us have beautiful hair. Some of us are Odie. And
listen, just because we had a conversation earlier on about the fact that I am going, and I can't even say prematurely bald because I'm 43 now, and baldness is creeping upon me, and it's getting more expensive to wash my face every single year.
It's the right time, Odie. You just got to let it go.
I don't have a 4 head anymore. I have a 5 head.
Well, here's the thing. I think all of us, some of us will reach that point eventually, and you got to make that decision.
Some of us, the boat is docked.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and it's a lovely boat.
It's a wonderful hat that you've got on, Rob.
It is.
I
It
like
is.
I like my flag hat. It's a good hat.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a very nice hat.
I am not going to make fun of people with no hair because LexCorp might be listening.
I didn't make fun of it. I just said it's creeping slowly towards my future.
We're also going to talk about if we get to games, Dragon's
Upwards?
Dogma 2. I got some beef to about Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm like level 35, but there's some things that the game won't let you do, and we're going to talk about that hopefully. But a whole lot of other things. But first, before we get to that, we are going to go ahead and get this thing narrowed down to 2. We're going to go ahead. Our final 4 for the Upstate Pulse annual bracket, which is sidekicks this year. We've been doing this. This is our 9th one. We're going to find out who is the best sidekick. I would put up air quotes, but I don't do that. All right. We have Boo Boo Bear versus Krillin and Tinkerbell versus Bulma. Let us start with Boo Boo Bear. All right. So
Hey, boo-boo.
you have heard
Much smarter than you ever.
You've heard my explanation why Boo Boo is the ultimate, at least one of the ultimate sidekicks. Yogi would have been dead in 5 minutes. Boo Boo he's the sidekick that's he's a voice of reason, but at the same time he's still getting those picnic baskets too because he wants to eat. So Boo Boo he's your guy. He's going to participate with you.
Yep.
But he's got a little caution with him. So he's like, okay. He's also your lookout. I know he's shorter, but he can spot that ranger from anywhere. So there we go. Going up against Krillin. Now Krillin, I got to say, is one of mine, and I hope this doesn't influence the voting, favorite characters from Dragon Ball Z and from Dragon Ball. He is amazing. By the way, the guy who voices Krillin, Sonny Strait, is going to be at South Carolina Comicon. So when we get to that, we'll be talking about the fact that he's there. He's also the voice of Usopp, Present Mike, and he's also an amazing artist. So there's that. But Krillin has said many times, you guys wouldn't have made it a season without me. That's a direct quote from one of the Dragon Ball movies. Krillin is the guy. He is the human, even though he doesn't have a nose. He's the human who exceeded all other humans
Mutants
as far
count.
as power levels. I don't even know that. Well, I guess he's kind of a mutant,
So he's like
but
a mouth breather.
yeah, well, yeah, he breathes through his skin. We find out he breathes through his skin. It's not, he doesn't have gills.
How does
but
he
breathes through his skin.
smell though? And don't say terrible. Don't.
I
Do not Monty Python this one.
Canonically, he doesn't.
There we go. I'm so, you know.
But do you think, like, to go even further into that, do you think he has a scent?
You know, here's the thing. Well, he might, but he also has a wife who's hot, who probably wouldn't let him go around the house stinking. And she is an android and probably has enhanced smell.
What's her name?
18.
She can cut it off.
Android 18. Yeah. So anyway, Boo Boo versus Krillin. Before we get to our votes, Rob, do you have anything to say on either one of these?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking, and Boo Boo has beaten Robin and Bucky Barnes and Wonder Girl.
Oh, you're going full analysis on this one.
Boo Boo has,
Which is why I asked him.
performed-
And most
Yeah, he
importantly,
knows
he
he
beat
is.
Arthur from the Tick.
and then he beat Arthur from the Tick, who is also very incredible. Speaking of people would be dead without his help. So Boo Boo is definitely outperforming. He's swinging above his weight here. We're dealing with Rocky. I think Boo Boo's coming in some Stars and Stripes trunks. He's ready to
I think
go.
so.
His
You think James Brown is in the background and
I
Living
know
in
his left
America.
hook's looking dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Well, which movie is this? Is this Rocky 1 or Rocky 2?
Rocky 3?
No,
Well,
not 3.
It has to be Rocky
Why?
2.
Because is it 4 when he dies? I don't know.
It's no. I mean, remember Rocky wore Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, Rocky
Yeah,
did.
Rocky
yeah, you're
did.
right. You're right.
Well, no, Rocky wore Stars and Stripes because Clubber Lang did
Yeah, he
have them
wore
on.
them. Did he wear them before Clubber Lang? Then Clubber Lang wore them after he beat him to fight Dolph Lundgren because he was fighting a Russian.
Oh,
Wow, you looked that up. Okay, so
71307.
So-
Let us
so-
know when Clubber Lang wore the Stars and Stripes.
all right, so you've talked about Boo Boo.
That's a good
What
question.
do you know about Krillin?
He's in Dragon Ball.
There we go.
And he's got
All
a
right,
hot
so-
android wife.
Yeah,
Apparently his
yes, his
robot wife that I can't. We're over the air. So yeah, he has a robot wife.
who's
No,
very
she-
nice.
she's-
By the way, Odie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna get to South Carolina Comic-Con. We're gonna talk a bunch of Comic-Con.
Okay.
People come dressed as 18 every year.
Will there be green people there?
No, because people come dressed as 18. There's
There
not going to be
will
a
be green
Tinkerbell.
people there.
Yeah, but they won't be Tinkerbell. They
will.
might be the Hulk or someone from anime.
Slave girl from Orion.
Okay, could be. Could be.
Well,
Trek.
I mean,
Someone from Star
everybody.
Trek. Speaking of Star
Could
Trek,
happen.
I don't know if you knew this,
Yes, I
but
did.
but
She's Irish.
William Shatner is going to be at South Carolina Comic-Con.
Easy.
But we're going to get to that in a
Okay.
minute. All right, Boo Boo or Krillin? Odie, who you got?
I'm going to go Boo Boo.
All right, Cameron.
I'm going to go Krillin.
All right, Matthew.
This is a difficult one, but you know what? As much as I love Boo Boo, Dragon Ball was such an important part of my childhood. I got to go with Krillin.
Well, I think we already know that I'm going with Krillin. So Krillin moves through to the championship round
I would've
next
voted-
hour.
I would have voted for Boo Boo.
Hey, yo, Boo
And now, not yet. No, not yet.
I would have.
I can take the time when you just.
I'm
just
getting
hold
itchy
off.
here now. You
No,
know,
don't get
I'm kinda-
itchy. Yeah, no.
You really shouldn't have fallen in that bush.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was clean.
All right. Our next matchup is Bulma from Dragon Ball Z and Tinkerbell. By the way, quickly on the stream, Chris says Robin is the ultimate. I am boycotting Robin is the best. I agree. I mean, Rob knows as well as I do that, and so do most
Robin
people in
was
this
who I
room.
expected to win.
Yeah, that's
Me
that's he's the original sidekick. He's the best sidekick. He should have won, but politics got in the way.
And
So-
Bucky died anyways.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's yeah.
All right. So Tinkerbell versus Bulma. Matthew, who you got?
You know, I've been saying this throughout this bracket. Bulma is not a sidekick,
She
so I got to go with
absolutely-
Tinkerbell.
All right. First of all, Bulma is the ultimate sidekick because she's got the money.
No.
She is everyone's sidekick. No one in Dragon Ball would have been able to do anything that they were able to do without Bulma. Bulma also found Goku in the hills where he had killed his grandpa and didn't know it. But Goku would still be up there talking to his Dragon Ball if it wasn't for Bulma. Without Bulma, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z would not exist.
So Bulma's more like a mentor. Than
No,
a
she's a
sidekick.
sidekick because she always needed to be rescued, kind of like a Daphne. She was always all right, Cameron, go ahead.
Just poking that bear.
Yeah, I am.
Don't you dare draw this out. You just say it. You just open them, you know, mustache covered lips and just say it.
Why are you so edgy, Odie?
Listen,
You all right?
like at the end of the day,
There's
it's
one
n-
correct answer that we know here.
It's nice. And
Isn't that
Matthew,
right, Cameron?
Matthew has been right so far. Cameron needs to be right.
Well, Cameron's usually right, and that's why he's picking Tinkerbell.
Okay.
You're a beautiful
All right.
man.
All
You're a
right.
beautiful man. Tinkerbell.
Okay.
She's
all right.
gone through.
All right. You guys don't know what you're doing, but I hope you enjoy it. I hope you really enjoy it. All right, we're
I
gonna
can
take a
tell you
break.
that there's a smile in my heart.
Yeah, I'm not clapping. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get to something that's actually honest and true and not fake and political, and that would be South Carolina Comic-Con. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Father laments the monster he has created.
I don't lament anything. I know it's going to happen if something happens.
Are the brackets done?
I have to
Yes.
admit, Woodstock.
Because they no
Woodstock
longer
is a
they,
legit
they're no longer
sidekick.
honest.
Jimmy Olsen, legit sidekick. Jimmy versus Robin was a tough one.
aren't actually sidekicks in this bracket.
Well, but how do you make a bracket that big? You're going to have some.
Well, and the other thing is what
But you
constitutes a
may
sidekick.
have to make an argument for it. But I mean, technically, they're not the main character, so technically, you call them a sidekick, I think. But Bucky, poor Bucky,
It would have been Dave, but we didn't get it because politics got in the way.
would have been who?
Bulma versus Krillin would have been. Would have been
No,
cool.
Dave.
You know, you decry politics. You say this.
Again,
Actually, I picked.
again.
I would pick Tinkerbell over Bulma, so I actually would have picked Tinkerbell as well.
See,
fine.
are you going to argue with the
You see,
sponsor?
And I'm not
Everybody's-
politics though. But it's like that's not politics. I just would have, if I'm picking, I would have picked Tinkerbell.
Give me
over
a-
Bulma.
when we come back.
Okay.
I would have picked Boo Boo over Krillin too. Not that I hate Dragon Ball. I like Boo Boo. He along with his guy is smarter than your average bear.
Why am I getting?
What is wrong?
I thought I was getting a bleed of something. I don't know.
There's a weird tag on the end of a spot. and it
Yeah,
threw
there
you off.
is.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
No, yeah, just there was a yeah. It just threw me out. Okay. It's almost like they're quicker than the count.
The what?
It's almost like they're coming in quicker than the count is.
What are you listening to? Are you listening to the program? You have it on 2?
Yeah.
Okay. We've been having a lot of problems, so I mean,
Yeah.
it is potentially a thing that's happening.
I think it is. I'm a split second behind.
Well,
So I have a counter here that I'm looking at. Just here.
So your commercials are running just a tad bit faster.
The audio's running faster than my visual. Yeah, that's why it threw me. That's why
Well, it's
I
just hard when you can't predict what you're dealing with.
yeah, if I'm hearing what I'm not seeing, it's not right.
I get that.
Every time I see NXT and that wrestling thing, all I can think is ZX2, which is a computer hardware manufacturer.
Yeah, it's a split second.
You've been stuck in your studies a little too much.
Well,
you sure there's just
even
not
if I
any
wasn't in my
EOMs
studies,
on the
I
end
would
of the
still
thing?
I don't think so.
know that.
Okay.
I have a couple of ZX2 parts in
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
We tried to go to Best Buy today to buy a projector for the.
How did they know?
and a screen.
How did you know?
And we got service so fast. There were
I don't
more
know.
Best Buy employees in that building than customers. Couldn't get anyone to wait on us. Took a picture of what I
Sorry,
wanted.
Chris, it's a lot more visible because
Can
of
I buy this?
You gonna change it out?
no.
Okay.
She kind of goes,
Poor Chris is having seizurations.
He's fine.
Yeah, are you fine, Chris?
He's fine.
How many fingers am I not holding up?
Isn't Best Buy such a
And she
great.
sighed, and it used to be at least decent, right? And I went, it's okay. And before I could pull out of, we still could pull out of the parking lot, I bought all three on Amazon. And I was trying to at least buy it local.
Yeah.
For the money.
Best Buy, maybe it's a
6. Yep.
a local
You're fine.
individual store, but it's still.
But still, you're supporting people who are working locally. At the very least, people are being paid locally. In your town, it's the best alternative. And given your
They should know if you're going to call them or not.
shop that has projectors.
I hate that.
All right, guys.
No computer stores in the middle. Why can't we just have a?
Egg
Go back in your box.
into the box.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here, along with Odie and Cameron and Rob Young from Borderlands Comics and Games in South Carolina, Comicon, and the most awesome voice in all of news. All right, the number 2 voice in all of news,
Who does number
Matthew-
2 work for?
Matthew Causey, because
Hey,
sorry,
what's up?
Roger is still number 1 for me.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
Roger
Roger
just
Davis.
Roger just has that. He's just got that thing,
Roger's got the voice going for him.
He does, and he's had it for a really long time. So yeah, I'm a Roger guy. Not that I'm not a Matthew guy, and I love Lee Rogers also, but I mean, and Rob Jones too. I mean, we have a wonderful news crew, and Stacy. We've got a wonderful news crew, but I got to go with Roger number 1. Sorry, Matthew, but
I'm so insulted by that.
yeah, and the Tinkerbell thing may have something to do with it. You might have even moved down to number 4. I don't
Wow.
know. All right, South Carolina
No, he is
Comicon.
number
We'll see how you feel about that when we get to the finals.
Okay.
Mhm.
By the way, before we start talking about South Carolina Comicon, let's talk about who's not getting shot on the Nerf wall in the next hour. And that would be Cameron.
Yay!
Get out.
No. Because then I won't get to shoot you, Odie.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Hi,
So
Baker.
we are 1 week away. This time next week, we will be exhausted from spending hour upon hour at South Carolina Comicon. And I am so looking forward to this. So Rob, let's start out for people who are listening, since we broadcast in 3 states now, who may be thinking about, yeah, I might want to come to that. When is that? How much does it cost? So when is South Carolina Comic-Con?
South Carolina Comic-Con is April 6th and 7th at the Greenville Convention Center. Tickets can be bought at comicon.com at the event. Believe it or not, I don't say at the door anymore because we've had some people message and go, they didn't know what that meant. Might be a generational statement. I don't know.
I think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Like
yeah.
there's some things that over time you go like, they don't mean what they used to, right?
Yeah.
So we were like, oh gosh, they really don't know. They're not being, sarcastic. So we just thought, at the event. But then
They're probably English.
and then we do will call at the event, but we also do will call at the store next week. So if you bought your tickets online, you can go to 410 South Pleasantburg during regular store hours next week, Monday through Friday. up until 6:30 on Friday. I'll be real specific. And you can pick up your wristband so that when the show opens, you can just walk right on in and not wait in any lines. I mean, you'll wait in the line to walk in the door before opening. I did have someone call me out and go, I couldn't just walk in. And I said, what time did you get there? And they said, I got there at 9. I went, well, it opens at 10.
Yeah, if you get there around 10:10,
but I did.
You could probably walk right in.
Yeah. To be fair, I made this statement, and I was like, I want to make sure I clarified for folks in the future. Like, you might have to wait in the line before it actually opens, but when it opens, you're going to walk straight in and not have to have done anything.
So the move to make, I mean, if you want to go to Will Call, that's fine. But the move to make is to go ahead and purchase your tickets online and go to Borderlands and go ahead and you got your bands. So when you pull up to park, it's already on your wrist. You're ready to go.
You're good to go. Now, parking this year, the convention center has moved to cashless. So folks, there's they can go to the convention center and buy their parking online, or they can buy it, at the event. But if you buy it online, they just scan a code and you pull on it.
So there won't be anybody out there doing it?
There will, but they'll be taking cards only. No cash.
Wow. Why is that? I guess.
Call.
Okay. All right.
It's
all right.
the way
not involved in those decisions. Just
That's a convention.
I think it's the way the
center
world
thing.
It's a
has gone.
convention center
Yeah.
thing. And hey, it's however they want to do it, man. I mean, those folks have been good to us for years, but it might be easier. They don't have to count cash and worry about cash and, maybe being short or something. I don't know. I actually don't have any information about it other than they're just switching to that.
That's a potentially a problem, but I guess we'll see.
I mean, the only thought I had was, it could slow people down a little bit, getting in if people are looking for their credit card and haven't paid attention and caught that, which I don't expect everyone to know. But I do know that when the announcement went out, they sold hundreds of parking passes within 48 hours.
So these parking passes, they're not specific parking places. It's just to go ahead and get in. Okay. Just want to clarify that.
And it hasn't gone up. It's still $5. I mean, you could park downtown. You could pay $20 to park in downtown Greenville. We won't even talk about bigger cities.
You could.
But $5, it's very reasonable.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. So 10 o'clock on Saturday. What time is it open on Sunday?
Opens at 11 on Sunday, unless you had VIP. You get in 30 minutes early. It is a thing I recommend for folks that can swing it. The advantage is if there's a media personality you're wanting to meet, and you get in 30 minutes early and you're standing at their table waiting first in line, when they do get there, let's say it's either before opening at 10, or let's say they don't get there till 10:15. Either way, you're getting your picture, your autograph, and then you're done. You're out in the crowd, and it will save you a remarkable amount of time. But
all right, Trey on the stream wants to know, are kids still free with adult purchase? If so, can I get my daughter a wristband at the store too?
Better, Trey. Kids 12 and under are free, period.
There you go.
Not with a purchase.
There you go.
Nice.
Kids 12 and under are free.
So it's just
Now, don't be
like,
rolling up, driving up and going, yeah, I'm 12. You're probably not
We
going to.
did have a guy with a beard that a mom said he was 12.
Did he say he was cosplaying?
He went, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
He looked at his mom, he
You
goes,
see,
no, I'm not.
he could have been a dwarf, like from
Except he was 6'2", but yeah.
Middle Earth.
Possible.
Kind of hard to sell that.
Possible. We have one of those attending this year, but
yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
John Reese Davies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that too.
What if you identify as a 12-year-old?
That's another show.
I thought we were doing politics.
Yeah, that's an entirely
not
other
politics.
show.
It's on the intro. What are we doing?
No.
All right, Chris.
We do a lot of fictitious stuff here, and people. Anyway, yeah.
Chris on the stream wants to know how much are signatures. I've noticed that things are different this year as far as autograph packages and things like that.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, there are some people there. It feels like there's a higher percentage of people that are cash only this year, but that's their call to make. I mean, we've had plenty of cash only people in the past. I advise people to be ready for that. The ATM will run out of money.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about as far as getting the autographs and things like that. I've noticed there are packages where you could buy that. Can you still just go stand in line and pay to get an autograph? And
yeah. Some people might do a package where it's like an autograph. You mean a Jim Lee?
Yeah, some of the other ones.
A totally separate thing, but some of them will do autographs and a picture and a selfie. Like people have done that for years. That's always a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for once, a lot of people told us so we could put it up online for everybody. And in the past, sometimes people wouldn't. Or the funnest thing is people don't want to sell anything online. I'm like, God, it feels like that hurts you. But
okay, so I was a little confused by that. So I'm glad I asked that because it made me think that might be the only way you can get that. So it's still run the same way that it has been. If you want to stand in line and get up there and get your autograph and all that kind of stuff.
I think
Okay.
William Shatner, you can only buy an autograph in person. He did not want to pre-sell any. Now we do have professional photo ops this year. Is the first thing for us. We're using a company called Pose, and they're fantastic and come highly recommended. And those are done completely separate from us. They have a website that the link takes you to, and you have a schedule and all that kind of stuff. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's better than your phone.
You see, don't even get me started on that, because I do a little bit of extracurricular on top of my extracurricular.
It's a rumor I heard.
And people have said to me, why are you so expensive for photographs? I mean, I could do it just as good as my iPhone 15. I'm like,
And did you tell them,
Yeah.
why are you talking to me if you can do it so good on your
There you
iPhone
go.
Oh, I
15?
thought you were talking about your OnlyFans. My bad.
oh yeah, no, that is actually, I've been doing some serious thinking about that. A new boat, OnlyFans,
Well, I mean, whatever it takes, I guess. To
Whatever
get that.
floats their boat.
All right.
Whatever Irish feet pixie needs to do.
All right.
is-
Speaking of first time
Beat Pixie.
doing something, like I assume it would be Odie's first time doing OnlyFans. If you are a first time,
Little do you know.
yeah, I know.
Oh, you see, what is so off-putting?
When it comes in,
It's
yeah.
just because I can't see him,
Yeah.
because normally I can see straight into the news booth and I can see everything that's happening. But Matthew is doing his Wizard of Oz impression tonight.
Because I have the screen, I have the
Do
the
not
window
look
blocked.
behind the curtain.
Yes.
Like I can see him on my screen, but I'm not looking at my screen. I'm just like,
Well, Matthew's in his,
All I'm doing is looking at my screen because I can't look at anybody else otherwise.
Okay. Well, it's just like you're on remote.
he's in his newsroom bunker.
So this year, last year, Odie got to go to Junior, but he has never been to a con of this size, I believe.
No.
So there are people out there who are listening who are trying to decide, I always kind of want to go to this thing, but I think I'd feel awkward. I'm not quite sure how to do things if I do decide to go. So Rob, if someone's a first timer going to a Comicon, what should they do? And tell them why they shouldn't be afraid to come.
Well, the simplest thing is the thing I always hear is people think that everyone's in costume. That, believe it or not, is the most common thing I hear. And it's like 5% of people are in costume, right? But they're the ones that always get their picture taken. You don't walk up to all of us in our t-shirts or whatever and go, let me get a picture.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, speak for yourself. I mean,
yeah,
Well,
but
it
your
depends
head
on-
is not in the picture by the time they get everybody else in.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they see the shirt. But yeah, in all seriousness, it's not as crazy as folks think. A ton of great vendors from all over the country. You have people coming from Houston, Utah, Boston. They're coming from everywhere. And Artist Alley, I think, is one of the things that really surprises people, because you have people that are crafting things like jewelry or clothes, woodworking, on top of comic art and self-published pieces and prints and things like that.
Artist Alley is always the thing that I jump to at cons.
Isn't it fun?
I love
it's-
Artist Alley.
It's so genuine, and it's very much like Etsy Live.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of how I think
Ah.
about it. And it's really cool. And it's one of the things that mean the most to us. Keeping in mind, we started our convention at a Howard Johnson's with, 36-foot tables. So it very much felt like Artist Alley.
All right, we got a ton more things to get to. By the way, send your questions in. Text line 71307. We've already got some more questions up on the stream. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and the X at either 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of pop culture.
That explains it. Is that where are you at? That was funny there.
Here's the
No, no,
thing.
no.
Here's the thing, Chris.
Cam, how
Let
much for your
me
singing
address
pics?
this.
Huh?
Let me address this,
How much
Chris.
for what?
Signature.
Let me address this, Chris. I'm his people, and how much money you got? I mean, might cost you a little bit extra to get a picture. That's a totally different thing.
Cameron has that engineer's salary. He's good. I'm on a radio salary, so I charge.
I gotta charge more.
I charge.
Help a man out. Help a man out.
Yeah, that whole thing that
Brother,
radio people make money, that is such a myth. So I mean,
I'll give
know,
you a discount.
there you go. By the way, seriously, especially people we haven't met, the ones we have, you do know that it's not a lie. When I say come up, say hi, don't expect extensive conversation, because my mind will go blank and you'll see it. Just will be like instant zombie.
He does it to me.
Unless of course you come up and say, hey, you come up and say, look at that costume. What do you think about that? Or don't ask about politics. Don't ask about baseball. You could ask Rob that if you can find them.
If you want to ask about the best sport in the world, you can.
About $1.50, you're going to need about 2 more.
What?
Baseball.
How? You know, on what planet?
No,
is
see, by
baseball
$1.50.
the best sport?
Well, next you're going to tell me cricket. Hey, let's play a bat and ball sport that takes 3 days.
Say what now?
Let's play a bat and ball sport that takes 3 days. Yeah, that's great. You guys had it all figured out.
No, the greatest sport in the world is rugby, and second to that is tag rugby.
Rugby is not the greatest sport in the world.
It is.
However,
Go on.
it ranks as one of the most fun and violent sports.
By the
in
way,
world,
Trey,
which also rank very high.
I have no
Why?
idea who you're
Well,
talking
if we're
about.
doing
I
that, then
legitimately
UFC,
don't
if
know
we're
who
gonna
you're
go for
talking
violence,
about,
stop
and I don't
putting
want to
it all
know.
involved. Just go for
I think
violence.
he's talking
Exactly.
about himself.
so drop
I don't
the
think
rugby.
he's-
No, no, no,
That's
no.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
there's
All
a
right. All
fight
right.
and a
He's
rugby
an
game.
expert.
Okay, you're talking about you because I thought
really
it was somebody here.
like
I was like,
rugby.
no.
Diesel.
I'm not lying. Rugby's fun.
Well, I'm biased because Ireland
He
won the
doesn't
Six
need that.
Nations.
He's. I mean, his beard is so sexy. He doesn't need it.
Who?
Not you.
The
I mean,
Aussies and the New Zealanders are terrifying in rugby.
Until we beat them, and then
But
they're not.
They're still terrifying.
by the way, because of the new kickoff rules in the NFL, more rugby players are going to be signed. Kansas City Chiefs just signed a big time rugby player
See? Yeah.
to a multi-year contract.
I
can't see why not.
actually think, hey, the XFL's garbage. We need to copy them.
Well, they are.
I mean, they got their floating camera from the XFL.
Floating
That
cameras.
camera
are cool.
that floats,
Yeah.
it's incredible, but that came from the XFL from years ago. The XFL. XFL pushed the NFL to be better. Competition's always good. It
Oh,
makes you
yeah.
better.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Makes you work harder.
Yeah.
Dude, bros, if you see us, come up and say hey.
Dude, come say hey.
I'm glad it's cool. It's just your first one. It's really it's you're gonna have a good time. You are.
Absolutely.
Are you
It's
going
a
to tell
lot of
them when we'll roughly be there?
At the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still remember my first convention. Great time.
I definitely
Sorry,
didn't
I'm
know.
Cameron now.
I had been to a sci-fi and fantasy convention in Columbus, so I kind of had an idea. And it was right when Terminator 2 came out, and they gave T2 pens out to everybody. And I have no idea where mine is. I don't know if it's worth anything now, but it would have been cool.
I was Tim on a pen.
And
That's
when
a good
T2
point.
came out, like, I don't think people realize now, like, how incredible those special effects were and how nobody
Yeah.
had ever seen anything like that before. It was unreal when that movie dropped.
It was
There was a guy at that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
No.
There was a guy at that cosplay contest in Ohio dressed up as the Kurgan, and he got up there and he did the whole sword play thing. And they told him if you jump off the stage, you're automatically disqualified. He didn't care. He did better to burn out than to fade away. Jumped off and just ran out through the middle
That's
of the
how you
crowd.
do it.
It was
I like
great.
that.
We actually watched Highlander last night.
Did you?
MAC address plain out on your desktop background.
No, maybe no one noticed until now, and you pointed that out. Probably.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't have a Mac. Though.
Well, now
MAC address is your physical address. It's your IP address.
Nobody can see it.
No, not
Nope,
on there.
nobody.
But
All right.
Yep.
in general,
No, no one saw what just happened. I did.
Oh, I saw it too.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo, Odie, Cameron,
In the discotheque.
Rob Young, and Matthew. We are, yeah, but this ain't the German disco. This is like, I mean, are we like in Europe? Are we in, is this an Irish
What's the
disco?
guy's assistant's a German disco.
It
Yeah.
doesn't sound German. It doesn't.
This is.
What, is
this
it not popping
is
enough for you?
Ibiza 2021. Actually, I'm going to let the crew hear it.
Is it whitelisted?
Yes, it is. White.
Okay. All right. Fine.
This is yeah. You're listening to All Night Rave with me, Rave Dave, on the microphone.
Wow, that sounds natural, like it actually happened. That's amazing. We are smack dab in the middle of talking to Rob Young from Borderlands Comics and Games about South Carolina Comicon.
What did you do?
Did it stop working,
Yeah, it's my headphones themselves.
Oh, I think I probably killed them.
or
Here,
it's my headphones?
That's fine. I don't need them.
Yeah, it's,
well, you can give me a cable and I can plug you in over this side.
no, that one's messed up
I
too.
think it's
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
yeah, it's fine. I'm good.
Okay.
I don't
They're
know.
getting ready to replace boards and I mean, these things were in here when we first came here
Yeah.
over 20 years ago, and it looked like walking on the deck of the Enterprise for me compared to the old station. And now we've seen the new boards. They look sweet, but it's a process and it takes a while. We love engineering. They're awesome. All right. Let us go to the text line. Odie said you've got some texts.
Yeah, we got text line 713.
Text line is what he meant to say.
Text line.
Yeah, text line.
On the test line, we've got 713.
No. There was no T at the beginning of what you said. All right.
What did it sound like I said?
He's still going OnlyFans. All right, go ahead. Read, read what's on the text
Hey
line.
guys, big shout out to Kid Flaccid. Boo Boo was robbed. Dragon Ball is overrepresented on the brackets.
Well, they could have been eliminated early on, and they were not.
Well, you see, they weren't, so they were, but maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. Guys, I find myself rooting for Tinkerbell. So
as you should.
exactly. And Techno is cheese from Jim in Easley.
It is.
It's
That's,
not.
And cheese is good.
yeah, everyone loves cheese, unless you're
cheese on a
lactose
burger.
intolerant.
Cheese for everyone.
Exactly.
See, here's the thing. I remember you telling me, no, sorry, I'll rephrase that. Techno is Camembert from Jim in Easley, because you told me not to say,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put in cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what.
That's-
Oh,
okay.
okay. All right. All right. Thank you for clarifying.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's all right. So it literally wasn't cheese. It was
No.
It was another word.
The
Okay.
cheese was a code.
Hey, way to go. Way to get it, man.
Do you like that?
Way to get it.
It's a cipher.
All right. If you want to be a
Siphoning.
part of the show, text line is 71307 or on the stream at YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or X at 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. If you have any questions for Rob Young about South Carolina Comicon, this is your time to throw it in there. All right.
Is what Dave said, is that a request or is it something in his brain?
Oh, we know it's a request.
It's a request.
Dave says, I hope Stan Lee is there. Oh, no, he was there last year. He was there the year before. There's
Yeah, he came in the shop and said, "Hey," he was super.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Super nice guy.
There is a guy cosplaying as
Who?
Stan Lee. There's
He
a guy.
looks like Stan.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a great cosplay.
Yeah.
He does. I haven't heard him talk, so I don't know how his voice is as far as is he trying to do a Stan Lee voice
He
or is it?
can't- Yeah, I didn't hear him try to do that, but he didn't need to for pictures, right? But he really
Exactly.
was a super nice guy.
Exactly.
He might be able to do it. He didn't do it with me. But
All right. Bat Pope has been there every year. Every year I wimp out. Every year Bat Pope is there and they want me to get a picture with Bat Pope. And we come up with, there he is. And I just don't do it. So if you are listening and you are Bat Pope, find me and make me take a picture with you.
I've
I-
been
I'm gonna be there.
twice now, I think, and I don't think I've ever even seen him. What?
Yeah. I get embarrassed when
I didn't know this
I-
was a thing.
when I
he
see
loves
Bat
the
Pope.
Bat Pope.
The Bat
Yeah.
Pope, yes.
So we were playing Radio D&D back in the day, and I was playing as a paladin of the God of Vengeance. So we walk in there, and there, God of Vengeance it's Batman. So you walk in there, and there's the Bat Pope, who would be, an acolyte of the God of Vengeance. But I went out. I don't know.
You don't have the you don't have the same bravado as Garrick, the vegan orc.
I do not. And Cameron's like, come on, Dad, do it. And I'm just like, can't.
There's
I
a
don't.
vein orc.
Yeah,
Maybe
it was,
if you
it
put
was-
more
it was
vegetables in
That's
your
almost
diet,
like
you'd
a
have the
half-orc
courage to do so.
Hold
Yeah.
on. The Wizard of Oz is talking.
It's as bad as a half-orc bard.
Or
There's-
as good as one.
Yeah, there was an orc bard in Skyrim. He was not very good.
No, he was very bad.
Yeah, there was a
there was a whole story
Yeah.
about one of the Brotherhood quests is to kill him because
Yeah.
someone didn't like his singing that much that they wanted a Dark Brotherhood contract against him.
Yes. Oh
I
mother,
always
oh
found that
mother.
funny.
All right, what time is the Well, first of all, explain the cosplay contest and what time is it and how you can be a part of it if there's still time to be a part of it.
No, there is time. So the way the cosplay contest is going, last year, dear Lord, did
Yeah.
everybody support it at a level that it started an hour and a half late. They could not judge
There were a lot of people
everyone in
there
time.
for
It
sure.
wasn't possible. So this year, what we've done is we've capped it to 30 people per category. That is the novice, journeyman, and master classes. All this is at scomicon.com.
All right, hold on. All right, what's the difference between the classes there?
We aren't going to take that kind of time. They go to scomicon.com and read through because it's like a paragraph per.
I mean, you can't just. I mean,
I'm just
novice,
not
I
reading
think,
it all.
is self-explanatory. If you,
Journeyman's a middle and,
Yeah.
and master class is master class.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
No, keep it simple. But
so
they're both
master
doing
class
it,
would
but-
have been like Bumblebee and
Yeah.
Starscream.
Yeah.
By the way, Bumblebee who could actually transform,
Yeah.
and Starscream walking in there.
Those were incredible.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were very good.
Now the differences are. So the big thing is a lot of people enter the contest knowing they're not going to win, but it's about that really cool moment walking across the stage.
Because they put a lot of
And-
work into their
Well,
costume.
but not
Yeah.
even if they did, right? This is more about walking across stage and having fun.
Oh yeah.
And having everybody cheer and yell. So what we did to make this work, judging, I mean, I don't think sometimes folks realize the actual judging is from people who have made costumes for movies, television. Like this is done for real. Like on the master class, This is a real deal. They're asking questions going, did you do the metal work? You did? Great. Let's talk about your forwards. Let's talk about, because that way they can judge whether you really did it, right? Because there's a $500 prize, $500 cash prize for first place in the master class. So they want to make sure these people earned it. So the showcase is for folks, and people are always trying to sign up, just have fun and walk across stage. They know they're not winning.
Okay.
So the showcase is for that, right? There's no judging. Just go have fun. And then there's a junior class that is judged as they walk across. So that didn't change anything really. But for those three, it did. Because the simple fact is we couldn't get everybody through.
All right. Information collector on the stream wants to know, so are the 30 determined by drawing lots or
No,
by
it's first 30 in.
Okay, so it's not trial by combat, which was his next question.
Since we don't allow metal weapons, we also don't have that type of time.
Okay. All right.
Can't
Fine.
finish everybody
unfortunate.
fast enough, right? It would
I mean,
be-
depends on how skilled they are. They could probably finish them pretty quick.
I have a question. We have a theory. Okay, the guy who hosted it last year, who was it,
It
Cameron?
was Bosk and Dingar.
It was Bosk. We have a theory that was you, and you know that you were actually Bosk up on that stage.
I won't confirm or deny.
Okay,
anything
all right,
anybody said.
all right, fine. I will say whether it was you or not, he did a really good job.
He did. I just thought it was a little questionable of him like running the children's one. Yes, the ruthless bounty hunters doing the children's.
I mean, I think it's the perfect one. Everyone's going to behave.
Well, that is
Just
true.
the sheer threat of Bosk being on stage.
That
Everyone's
is true.
lining up, they're behaving. They're being good.
I thought it was my favorite part.
All right, we got a ton more questions to ask Rob right now. We need to take our final break of this hour. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
It'll work if I hold it. Just like
Just hold it in.
It's
yeah, because I
Just
can't.
keep it in for an hour.
I can't hear Matthew if they don't. I'm like, no, wait, I forgot. I don't
it's,
need to be able to
it's
hear.
my old headphones.
Okay.
I need
just-
to bring some.
Just
Yeah,
like these headphones. It could be the jack.
So like he was like, you're talking about. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it. I'm literally having to hold it so I can hear.
Oh
so
crap! I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
think about that.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Information
I need to
collector.
bring some. I just haven't.
Could you please explain what you mean by trial by scooter chicken?
No.
Is it playing
Trial
chicken
by
with
Swoop the
scooters?
Chicken.
Oh, I know what that is.
Look, we don't have to go trial by combat. We could just go first blood. First blood's fine.
What's fine?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not opposed.
I feel like we're working on
these
it.
These are Rob Brown's, and
Oh God.
yeah, and so if
Am I going to get louder?
it might,
It's not
I am Rob Young from Comicon.
If Rob Brown's listening, I love you, buddy.
he's busy right now.
He knows how loud he is.
Yeah, he knows, and I
I
could
heard-
hear him, and he would laugh.
I heard that man in the well
It works.
from like across the stadium. I heard him in the well
Fantastic.
because I just hear
Cracks me up.
Pappy. And I was like, there's only a man, or there's only one man who knows that name.
And,
And
can
is
project
that
that way
Jim and Easley.
Hi, Rob.
and doesn't care.
Yes.
He doesn't even see it. Like it's just his natural setting. It's, hey,
Yeah, I mean,
it's loud.
Oh yeah.
trial by
And he
flaming
wasn't
T-shirt
lying
game.
when he said
That's
we
a
talked in
way.
more parking lots about baseball.
Yeah.
When I was on the other day, he's right. And we've left. Everybody left one day. You know,
Yes.
they-
Yes, I do.
another hour talking baseball.
Oh Lord.
I'm actually looking to get a few goats or a couple of sheep.
Baseball side by side is a history.
So if anybody knows any goat or sheep farmers,
What kind of kitten was it? Information collector. I mean, I think that matters. If you're going to use a
glad
kitten
that you
as a
enjoy
weapon,
baseball
you've got to
that
have
much.
a certain breed. I would think.
I could care less.
Yeah.
If anyone likes it. I don't-
they taste really nice on toast.
I don't
Stay away
like
from my
things for other
cat.
people's approval. That is one of the things.
My
that
cat?
confuses
I have a cat.
Mike hat.
If someone likes what you like, I don't know.
My hats are in my car.
Everyone has to conform, Rob. You know
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't even process for me. I could care
Except
less.
for Alonso, he has to go against the grain.
Remember,
Actively.
I was liking all this nerdy stuff.
She
and it was just
walked
not-
into a
not the
party.
thing.
Yeah.
So now
Like
it
you
is
were
the
walking
thing.
to.
By the way, we've had this argument for a while now. Being a contrarian is something totally different than what I
mean, in
am.
all honesty,
I
like what you
Have
like.
not changed by
Everyone
what
tries
I
to
am
criticize-
for like 55 years.
I
Yeah.
am what I
That's
am.
why someone
and-
on social media said something naughty. Now we don't allow language on our page. That's an instant deletion of block.
Yeah.
Language.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Well, the other thing is that's a public space within like your guys' stuff.
I think it's crazy the whole
You
tax
should be
able to-
system over
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
I love it. 'Cause
hey,
you
Steven,
don't get tired.
Goats on a Roof is a business there, and right down from it are the dinosaurs. So now you know I have also seen that place.
Oh, is there a place called Goats on the Roof?
100%.
Oh,
100%.
I thought he actually
Real
meant
business.
real goats on a real roof.
Really goats on a real roof of a putt-putt place.
What are the goats doing?
What do goats do?
Okay, that was. I mean,
They're
if they're
real
doing
goats.
normal goat stuff.
They're real goats
Yes.
doing goat stuff.
They eat stuff like everything.
Eat stuff, eject stuff, headbutt people.
Chris, I don't talk about that
They're
anymore.
goats.
So there's an added bit of difficulty with the putt putt.
If you have never been headbutt by a goat, it hurts
He's
more
also
than
never
you
been
think
in a
it will.
cockpit before.
I remember my great-grandfather going, watch out for him, leave
Yes,
him
I have.
alone. What are you going to do if you're a kid?
It's from
Gonna
the
mess
movie
with him.
Airplane.
Hey, goat, boom, hit me and knock me
Ah, okay.
flat. And all
So
he
so's
said
the
was,
quote.
Okay.
Told you,
Get
originally.
up.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, I
it's
just
okay.
heard-
It's all
I
right.
gotta love the old guys.
Have you ever
Just
seen the
like rub
movie
some
Airplane?
dirt
Yes,
in
I
it.
have.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
Kareem
And that,
Abdul
that
Jabbar.
grandfather. So
Yeah.
I was,
That guy.
I was like,
Yeah.
he was always nice to me.
All right,
And they
guys.
said, yeah, he used to like to get in knife
I
fights
do.
after church with his friends in the 40s.
That seems antithetical.
That's
Like,
just him.
All right, guys.
love your neighbor, not shank your neighbor.
welcome back into the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD. Odie is here. Rob Young is here. Cameron is here. Matthew is here. And I'm also here. I'm Lonzo. And we are having a blast on a Saturday. Next hour, we will crown our sidekick. We will also tell you who's the next person not getting shot on the Nerf wall. And at the end of the show, someone will be on the Nerf wall.
I did bring a new gun.
Oh,
I did
No,
bring
no,
a
no.
new
It
gun.
does. That does not apply.
It does not.
how does it not apply?
It does
He's
not
above
apply.
it.
He's,
Yeah,
he's the sponsor.
He is the
He has
sponsor.
Yeah,
privileges.
But okay.
No, don't.
It's
don't
not
do
even that. If I'm here for enough rounds to have made initial picks, which I have in the past.
No,
You
that's-
have,
that-
yeah.
I have, then I was willing to be shot on the Nerf wall if I was last place, but I don't believe it was.
Yeah,
I don't think you would
yeah.
ever lose.
Yeah, we're also going to be picking WrestleMania and NXT in the next hour. So a lot of things to do.
I think that Rob, seeing as he is here, should pick in the
He's not.
WrestleMania stuff.
Well, he is picking the WrestleMania, absolutely, because he's the only other person in this room who knows wrestling.
Yeah,
So there's that.
and therefore, that
he and
if
I are going to be able to have a conversation about the wrestling.
if he picks the wrong people, then
No.
he should be
No,
open for the vacancy of Walling.
there are
Well, if I finished last, I'd be willing to.
There-
Except
there-
I'm
There you go.
just
here's
fairly confident.
here's
that
the
he won't
thing.
beat me.
he is not
Yeah,
going to
he's not
finish
going to.
last.
But he has said,
Yeah, he's not.
he has said,
He's never come close to finishing last.
sometimes the good guys finish last.
Yeah, no.
That's in romance, not in picks.
yeah.
Well,
He's read a lot of Fabio novels,
Uh,
apparently,
Fabio.
for his OnlyFans.
Fabio is beautiful.
Yes.
So I am not a model / actor. I'm an actor / model.
And you can't believe it's not butter. Let
Really
us.
channeling that flute
Wow,
energy right now.
that was a deep
What,
take.
what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
You're trying to tell me that wasn't butter?
Yes, I know. That's
guys,
how good it was.
You need to
You
start.
didn't know it wasn't butter.
You need to start raising your hand a little bit so I can
Why?
see something.
Why? This is
It's
like,
freaking me out.
you know
man.
what? You didn't do radio during COVID. I mean, you couldn't see anybody.
No.
So, I mean,
I've
Yeah.
run a few of the desks with a few of the different guys not here,
yeah.
but I know Matthew is here. I know I can feel his presence, but then all of a sudden the voice comes out of Norm like,
He's
Being haunted by the
I'm like
ghost of
that
Matthew.
sometimes.
oh, there he is again.
all right. A couple more minutes left in this show. I'm curious. In the past, at South Carolina Comicon, we have had panels. Are there any panels this year?
There are panels this year. Here's the thing. So we have the Jim Lee panel. Remember that one?
Well, we haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah. So we have a panel with Jim Lee, but you have to buy an autograph to get into the panel.
Oh, okay. So
That's
it's
how we
not it's not open to.
The general public, but
Okay.
as long as you buy an autograph from Jim, you can get the panel. Frankly, it's the only way you're going to keep it where we can actually have people in the room. We'll have too many people if we don't do that you can't actually fit them. There's not a room big enough for a panel with Jim Lee there. So that's how we did
It's a
that.
good thing.
But yeah, it's also helping cover the cost because Jim Lee is the most expensive guest in the building. Believe it or not, he is the one.
I've tried to explain to people that he's just as big of a guest as William Shatner is.
You know, in his world,
Yes.
he's the president of DC Comics.
Right.
He co-created Image Comics, which published Walking Dead, and Invincible and all these other things.
Ah.
Sold his interest out of that, and became president. But then also drew the top-selling comic of all time, which is X-Men #1 in 8 million copies. Covers, when Jim Lee does a cover for a comic, the original art usually sells somewhere around 25,000. He is, you can argue Todd McFarlane or Jim Lee as the largest comic personality in the industry. I think it's just safe to say either one of those guys.
It's such a big guest that you announced it last year. So I mean,
we were really flattered, actually humbled that he would want to come. Like I said, I wasn't joking when I said our first con was at a Howard Johnson's with 30 tables. For us to get a show to a point that Jim Lee would even entertain coming alone is just really cool.
So you were saying there a minute ago that the original artwork will sell for about 25,000.
If Jim Lee draws a cover very specifically.
Yeah. So he kind of is one of the great artists, like
100%.
like Rembrandt's and Da Vinci's and all of them from back in the day.
Comic world, so he is a superstar.
Now, he obviously doesn't draw something on paper and then kind of, if it's not great, he'll crumple it up and throw it away, because he's not going to use like the old Rembrandts and all the old guys used to just paint over the old painting.
So he doesn't color, so he'll pencil.
Yeah.
Not that he can't paint.
But does that mean that the stuff that he doesn't deem good enough, that he scraps, throws away, that probably is actually worth a lot of money?
Well, I actually have a funny story about that. So I have a good buddy, Bill Gollier, and Bill's an artist for Archie, and he comes to the show every year. Great guy. Graduated from the Joe Kubert Art School. And Al Williamson.
You mean like Kubert, the video game?
Yes, like Kubert. No.
Okay.
Like Kubert, Adam Kubert, and his brother, and they're just amazing family. But Joe Kubert created that school, and Al Williamson was there, the first guy to ink Star Wars and did all the Star Wars newspaper strips. He's a legend. And so for their class on a projector, he was drawing stuff, and when he was done, he went to crumple it up and throw it in the garbage.
And somebody
teaching class.
Yeah.
Oh no, Bill was like, "Give me that," and that's hanging in my buddy Bill's office. We're in his art studio, and I think it had Flash Gordon on the side of a mountain. Just demonstrating landscapes and things like that. But when you think about it, it's just junk to these guys because I can draw another one tomorrow.
It is, but so one man's trash is another man's treasure, kind of thing.
I might live that life.
Oh, fair enough.
All right. One more big hour coming up. We're going to talk a little more South Carolina. We're going to talk a lot more South Carolina Comicon because we haven't talked about guests yet, really. We've mentioned a couple, and there's going to be vehicles there, and I definitely want to get to that. And we're going to do some WrestleMania and NXT, and someone's going to face the Nerf wall, and we're going to crown a sidekick champion, and we're going to probably go to the Nerf roundtable or Nerd roundtable. It could be the Nerf roundtable. Who knows? Ooh, a Nerf roundtable.
Battle Royale.
Where we all just shoot each other.
Yeah, that would be fun. All right, you listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Joe Kubert was the man. I actually own an entire Joe Kubert Sergeant Rock story.
Cool.
Love it. Love me some Joe Kubert. So I met years ago, we had Adam Kubert as a guest for Free Comic Book Day. We had donated to a charity, Hero Initiative, and you were bidding for him, and we won. Adam is massive Marvel superstar artist, right? He designed stuff that's at Universal, like the big Wolverine with the claws on the ground. That's Adam Kubert. There's all kinds of neat stuff. Adam calls me to set up all the particulars. He pays for his flight. He does everything. And he said, "Why me?" And I explained that I loved his dad. My grandfather fought in World War II. It meant a lot to me. I said, I even have his tin pot. I have the helmet my grandfather wore in North Africa. He snuck it home. And he said, "Send me a picture of that. I want to see it." So I sent him a picture, and we chat some more. When he shows up at the store, he hands me a pencil and ink drawing of Sergeant Rock holding my grandfather's helmet because it has a dent in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
that is very cool.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, I got goosebumps even telling you guys the story. So that's framed and up in my office, and it's one of my most treasured things. Like, there's not a, you say there's those things, you go, there's not a dollar amount. There's not a dollar amount. That's not about money.
Yeah,
that was him
Personally,
paying homage to his father and to my grandfather at the same time. That man can do no wrong, in my opinion. So pretty cool.
it's like one of the best ways to bond with another person, in that
It was just so genuine and cool.
It's
I
like
told him, I said, that's great. I'm crying over comic book day. Thanks, Adam. I really appreciate this.
it's gonna sound really cheesy, but it's like pure friendship. Just on
It was. It
yeah.
was so kind. I couldn't believe it. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Super good guy.
Sounds awesome.
We need to get him out to the show.
Also, Dad, you did not announce who the next person was that was safe.
Yeah, I know.
I can never tell whether he actually forgets or if he's just playing.
He's trolling. He's trolling.
Hey, I'm safe. That's all that matters. I don't care who I shoot.
I'm not trolling. It's all contrived. It's all planned. I know what I'm doing.
Well, that is trolling.
All right, here's the thing. I've already said that I am safe. I've already said that you're safe. That means there's only 2 people left. It's one or the other. Why would I give it away this early?
That's fair.
We don't want to tell them that it's Rob Brown this early.
He just comes.
He's been waiting in the other room.
We have him tied up in the
Yeah,
office.
y'all did cut a hole in the duct tape, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was your
that
job.
was your job. Oh no.
Nah, it's not going to be the Rob Brown show Monday. It's going to be the Lonzo show. It's the Zoe show. Everybody wants it. It's going to happen. So,
Boy.
Even if we did somehow gag Rob Brown, I feel like he'd find a way to be heard.
Oh, yeah, you can talk to the guy.
Dude, you can't gag Banshee.
Yeah, you cannot do that. You're right. You're
It's
right.
not happening.
By the way, Moles, if you're listening, it's all in love, man. That's all. Don't, you think you're causing trouble, you won't.
Matthew didn't get to see this thing fire.
He might at the
He
end
might.
of this hour, though. He might get to see the other end of it.
Oh. It has a safety. Safety sounds like this.
Don't let him win, information collector.
And that's the thing that spins to pull him in to make the cannon fire. And then it's like,
I bet you will see some of those. I bet you will see some of those, Chris. Dune 2 is pretty big for a while, and I've seen some
I want to
cosplayers.
see someone riding a sandworm.
You haven't
that
seen the
one
guy who
video.
showed up to the theater riding
Yes,
one of those?
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I'd like to go, Lisa on Galib. It is. It is the one foretold. I kind of got stuck on Arrakis for a bit, man. It did things to me. My eyes turned blue.
Just to let you guys know on the stream, we will not crown our champion until the end of the show.
What champion? Oh.
Yeah, that's not happening until the end. Chris says, long live the fighters.
Yeah, but that thing moves so quick whenever you pull the trigger.
Well, and I haven't got to use my new gun yet. The one with the...
that one's really fun. I saw that one. I saw it. I didn't buy it because you had it. So then
Yeah. If you look on the back of that, you can connect them all.
It's like a transformer gun. Like you can just stack more
Yeah,
and
you can
more
just.
together.
There was also one with a tripod, and it was battery operated. I was going to get that, and I was like, yeah, I'm just good. So I got the one that was the next level down. I have a little more fun with the pump action.
Wonder if we'll see any Harkonnens at Comicon.
I've,
Wonder if anybody will go that
every
that way.
year, I'm interested to see what's the biggest anime, what's the biggest thing going in pop culture. We are doing the Nerf wall after the show.
we need a Nerf sponsor.
Absolutely, like Nerf. I mean, I'd be down for that.
I still need to get the Galahorn
The Nerf RPG. Yeah.
Rocket. It exists.
What is this?
Is it Dude Bros? Does it work really well? I mean, that was reloading the belt sucks. See, that's my concern too.
Well, we have someone who.
Oh God,
had
reloading the
issues.
belt. Oh God, there's a Nerf RPG.
There is actually one that's like with the game Destiny 2. Like they actually made like.
Yeah,
a
Chris, it
replica
was a
of one
good
of the
movie,
rocket
but
launchers,
I can't stand
and
Johnny.
you load
It's
it
all
the
her
same
fault.
way as, like, in
She's the
game.
one that pushed him. He didn't want to go there, and she wanted him to go there, and then she got mad when he did everything he didn't want to do. So I don't care. Everyone's saying she's the hero. She's the bad guy. She forced him to do it.
She's just a terrible relationship.
She forced him to do it. He would not have went. He would have stayed out in the desert. But no.
All right, guys.
Talk about Dune 2.
I hadn't seen it yet. What did I see? I did see Roadhouse.
I still need to see that.
Huh?
I still need to see it.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here along with Cameron and Odie and Rob Young and Matthew, who should just chime in anytime he wants because it just bothers Odie.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it should.
You see,
He's just not ready for
You
it.
should come in with, what's your voice of evil, Matthew?
Hello. No, that's not a.
Yeah, that's
voice.
that's Napa, but it works for me.
No, that's not Napa. That's George Takei.
Oh,
Oh my.
oh, that's very good, man.
It's definitely something you want to hear about.
He has, he's got the perfect pitch for that. That's so well done. It really is.
Why are you still on this line, Takei?
Yes, exactly. All right.
Sorry, I should have King Kai on that. But
This hour, we are going to crown a sidekick for our Pulse bracket. That's going to be at the end of the show. We are going to talk some more South Carolina Comicon in just a second. We're going to get to Wrestlemania and NXT picks. And of course, if you want to be a part of the show, text line is 71307. And we are live all over the place. We were the first ones to do it. We test marketed. Other people try to take credit for it. They can't. We did it first in this building, maybe in the Upstate, the first one to do it. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and the X at either 98.9 WORD or the Upstate Pulse. And yeah, I take offense when other people try to act like they did it first because they try to pretend like we don't exist, and we do. We've been here for almost a decade. So, we are the longest running show.
we've been here for years
On the
Suckers of Fear.
Yeah, exactly. You know who you suckers are. Anyway, all right, let us get back to South Carolina Comicon. Couple things we haven't talked about. All right, we talked about Jim Lee being here. Who are some other highlight artists, Rob Young of Borderlands Comics and
comic
Games?
standpoint,
Yes.
this may be the strongest lineup we've ever had.
Really?
Well, when you think it through, like there's sleepers on here that are incredible, right? So you've got Steve Conley, who's designed more SC Comic-Con shirts than anybody else. You've got Veronica and Andy Fish, who are incredible. They've both done a ton of stuff with Archie and other places. Ron Garney, he did the Berserker book with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I think it was well over $1 million Kickstarter, and then the comic sold like crazy.
Wow.
Is that first one worth anything?
No,
Okay. All right.
because there's so many of them out there, but the book's incredible.
Okay. I was just hoping because I got that.
Bill
so.
Collier that worked at Archie that I talked about, Randy Green did Witchblade, Jay Lee, who is a massive name in the comic industry. The thing that most people might kind of get is he was the artist on all of Stephen King's Dark Tower comic and graphic novel adaptations.
Cool.
So that lets you know where he ranks. Jim Lee, obviously massive. Mark Nelson, the first person to draw aliens in comics. Stefan Rue, if you have not gotten familiar with his art, do. He's unbelievable and one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Jim Steranko, the guy who designed the look for Indiana Jones, and also one of the biggest Silver Age artists still walking around. He created Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and all the artwork styles for that. That made it so cool. Jim Shooter, the editor for Marvel for many years, guy helped create Valiant Comics, but also Black Costume Spider-Man. I mean, that's under him. So Secret Wars is such a huge thing with him. Andy Smith's worked on everything. Robert Venditti has written everything. It's I think it's the strongest comic lineup we've ever done.
Now, these guys, you talked about Artist Alley, so you can walk down through there and you can see these guys just sitting there drawing stuff.
Folks drawing it. Obviously, the writers aren't, but the artists are.
Well, a writer might doodle. You never know. Maybe they're gonna see you and you are so intriguing that they go, I'm putting that guy in a book, and they just write down a paragraph about you when you walk by.
You guys remember the crazy donut thing that one of the companies was doing that year? Robert Venditti wrote that book.
Was that last year or the year before? I do remember it.
Maybe both. I haven't heard anything from them this year, so I don't think they're doing anything this year. But they came and he had an icing pen. So Robert was signing the donuts with an icing pen that was edible.
Huh.
It was amazing. Absolutely hysterical.
All right. So we have talked about guests. We've talked about Jim Lee, which is, a big deal. We talked about the fact that William Shatner is going to be in South Carolina. Captain Kirk, TJ Hooker is going to be here in South Carolina.
The unexplained.
His wonderful Twilight Zone episode.
Oh yeah,
which I really enjoyed.
With the gorilla on the wing.
It's just so many things that he did. he's gonna be here in South Carolina at South Carolina Comicon. That's a pretty big deal. So say you got a grandpa or your dad's a little older guy and he's like, I ain't into that pop culture crap. And you can say, but Dad, William Shatner is going to be there and you can meet him and you can get an autograph. You need to go with me. So this can be a bonding experience for, if you're a young nerd and your dad don't get you. He will get you if you take him to meet
Shatner.
William. Yeah.
Or what about John Rhys Davies?
Exactly.
I was going to say, who's going to mention Gimli?
I mean, Gimli and Indiana Jones.
Yes.
And Sliders. Like, he's been.
I forgot about
everything,
Sliders. I
man.
forgot all about that. Yeah, I love that show.
And he's really just the nicest human. He is so nice.
I saw him doing an interview with Michael Rosenbaum on his podcast and watched some of that. And he was just, I mean, his casual, dry humor is just, it's amazing.
Yeah, I loved every second of it.
Yeah. So good. Also, Lou Diamond Phillips.
And so what is everybody's everybody has a different Lou Diamond Phillips memory when I talk to him. What's y'all's?
Navajo. Mine is Young
Young
Guns
Guns.
for sure. And Young Guns too. I loved him. I saw La Bamba, but I never watched the entire thing. So I knew who he was from that. But when he showed up in Young Guns,
Is that
and
where the song came from?
no, La Bamba. Well, anyway,
Bamba.
Richie Valens was actually a person that he was depicted. It was one of the first biopics back in the day. You see a bunch of biopics now. La Bamba was a biopic. It was pretty good, but I loved him in Young Guns, and I've seen him in other stuff. But that's when I think of him, that's the standout for me.
Young Guns was for me when he says, "Want your knife back?" when it's stuck in his arm to the guy. But the character he portrayed in Longmire was so doggone good that has kind of surpassed it in my head now.
That's more of a recent thing, right?
I think the most recent Longmire episode is probably 5-6 years old. So the
Still.
answer is yes. I mean, it's not the 80s, right?
Well, within the context of his career.
Yeah, it's more
it's
recent.
recent.
But I mean, he was even on Stargate Universe.
Huh.
How about that? There's a deep take.
And I'm picturing him in my head in that so I did see him in that. So that's pretty cool. Who else we got coming?
Well, my son has gone nuts over Kate Flannery because he loves The Office.
See, Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show still have no clue how they named that program. We do have a crack staff of lawyers and creative minds that come up with that. Big time Office fan, and he's pretty excited about her
Now, I
being
understand
there.
you're excited about Mr. Sunny Straight.
Absolutely, Sunny Straight. Krillin is my favorite Dragon Ball Z character, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. And so, is he in the artist alley, or is he? Because he also
He
draws.
drew ElfQuest, which is crazy that he did both of those things, right? And then anime voice actors. I mean, Justin Briner, is
Yes,
star of
the voice
My
of
Hero
Deku.
Academia,
Yes,
and Lucy Christian is also huge. She's back. She came to our show that was right back from COVID. I think that was her first time.
Lucy Christian, voice of Bulma. Was she Bulma? No,
Nami.
Nami.
No.
Yeah. She is Nami. She also, I think she did Chi-Chi and maybe of the newer stuff. And she is a Chaco. I think.
Yeah, she's Uraraka from
from My Hero. Yeah.
We've got Amber Lee Connors from Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a jump scare thing I'll never watch. And I think one we're missing entirely is Ashley Eckstein, who is
I completely forgot
the
that she was
voice of.
coming.
There's so many guests this year. I mean, it's our 10th anniversary.
Ahsoka.
We tried to blow it out of the water. Ashley Eckstein, the voice of Ahsoka from Star Wars Clone Wars.
I just want to yell, "Hey, Snips!"
And she's so hugely popular on the con circuit. Her reputation is that she's an absolute sweetheart. I think everyone's going to be blown away. And then James Arnold Taylor, who is Obi-Wan, if I'm remembering that
Yes.
correctly, in that with her, along with Final Fantasy X and other things he's done in the video game world also.
Wait, so James Arnold Taylor's coming to this one too? Okay, that one I didn't know.
Yep, that's on there. It's
All
on
right.
our website, I promise.
All right. So there's just some of the guests, by the way. Go to scomicon.com, right? And
scomicon.com. You can also check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
and you can find out what all the guests, because there's no way we can get to everyone that's going to be there. A couple more things before we take our first break and get to some other things. Vendors. If you have never been to a Comic-Con, one of the coolest things, and I've say this every year, I'll continue to say it. It's one thing to go on Amazon and these places where you order things online, you get them and a lot of times you're disappointed, like, okay, this is not what I thought this was. But in this case, you have a lot of things that you would buy there because it's the only place that you can find it right here at South Carolina Comicon. You can go up to a vendor. If there's a pop figure you've been looking for, if there's a statue, if there's artwork, you can go up, you can pick it up, you can feel the weight of it. You can look at the build of it, the make of it. You can see how popular it is. I mean, there's just so many things, and there's nothing better than being able to test the product in a way before you purchase it.
There's also plenty of things that you didn't know that you wanted
Until you see them.
until you see them.
It didn't exist, right? Till
Yeah.
you saw it.
It manifested in your brain as
That's
you
right.
saw it with your eyes, and you just knew, I need to buy that giant dragon skull.
All right, one last thing, and this is, which Cameron did. And he
Sitting in my game room.
also bought Frostmourne, which weighs like 75 pounds. And I got Lion-O sword, and I still have
It's
it
a
in
light weapon
case.
for me.
Yeah, it is. We've purchased a lot of stuff there, and like Cameron said, things you didn't know you wanted until maybe you're in the steampunk. There's always a steampunk, and I was looking through the vendors. The steampunk people are going to be there. Maybe your Odie would be amazing in steampunk, and
I think Cody would be amazing.
yeah, I mean, I'm not
That's
joking.
a valid point.
I'm not joking. Do you know steampunk? You don't
need
know
to look this
steampunk.
up.
You need to-
Dressed in steampunk would work for you.
yeah, you need to look at. He might actually
You know,
dress that
and
way
I
when he
will
was
tell
in
you another
Ireland.
thing folks can do if they're wanting to sell comics. They can come to the Borderlands booth, bring comics by. There's other vendors they could bring them to as well, but obviously I want to pitch us. It's not crazy, right? But you can bring collections in. I've bought some really nice books at the show, and folks can bring stuff by the shop. We'll be trying to process collections this week. Sometimes folks are doing that, trying to get cash for the show. So we do that as well.
All right, a couple more things before we take our first break. Will there be food there this year?
Yeah, concessions is open. They've been wonderful. Scott over there runs the concessions for the convention center. So you've got the big one in the back of the hall. It's kind of a permanent. They have a temporary one that they're setting up down on the right. I think, if I remember right, they're going to have bubble tea this year.
I don't know what that is.
It's a really cool thing that a lot of the anime folks like. It's pretty good if you've never tried it. I even heard rumors possibly of some Dippin' Dots, which is something
I know what that
might have
is.
a weakness for.
I know what
They're
that is.
so
Yes.
doggone good. So we may have some different stuff out there.
All right, so normally, and I don't know if there is, but normally you'll see like an R2D2 going around and things like that. Are we
the
having those
droid
guys?
guys are there. The Mandalorians are there. The 501st is there.
Okay, 501st. So if you want to go get your picture taken with Mandalorians or with stormtroopers, we were followed around by a stormtrooper. I think it was last year. And
No,
Yeah.
I was with you. Remember, I walked up and the guy was stalking you guys.
Yeah.
He was stalking all of us. I really felt
And
like I
then-
was going to get a ticket.
then later on, turns out he watches the show every week. So that was really cool. He come up and
Oh,
talk
that's
to me.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Which
Also,
I was telling you because you were.
no,
you
I
were-
knew. I saw him out of the corner of my eye. I stopped at booths on purpose and ignored the fact that he was behind us because I thought it was hilarious and great that he kept following us. So, I mean, everything's a work, Cameron. And finally, the last thing, vehicles. What vehicles are going to be there at South Carolina Comicon?
Well, I know we've got the vehicle from why am I brain farting? Supernatural.
Baby's going to be there.
Baby's going to be there, and the Jurassic Park Jeep.
There we go. I want my picture taken with Baby.
You want to be with Baby?
Yeah, I want to be sprawled across Baby, but I know
That's,
it's probably not going to be allowed.
That's a little white snakish, but
No, there you go. I am Tawny Katan for this thing, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to pick some wrestling for Nerf Wall in 2 weeks. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
You're on the stream. Can anybody deliver some bourbon for the thought that just went through my head? I need to erase it. And now Cameron needs some too.
especially after reading Duna Bros.
Hey, man, if I'm doing it, I am wearing the straight up slave outfit from Princess Leia. I mean, if you're going to do it, you're going to go all the way.
I will either be blinding myself or blinding everyone else.
Like in Dragon Ball,
One
there's
of those will
fusion.
thank you. One of them they won't care.
I will just start culling.
No, just consider
I
it.
won't stop.
Just consider it a fusion between Jabba the Hutt and Princess Leia. I mean, without the fusion dance.
Boots and pants. I don't know what it is.
That's always what I hear too.
When I hear that, it's okay. Boots and pants. See, I liked it when I had a TV I could watch with the fights.
I thought they didn't start till 10.
Prelims, man. I'm hardcore.
Last week was really good.
When I was joking with Rob, I went, we'll do a recap UFC 300. He goes, say when. I'm like, don't tempt
Well,
me.
it's not happening. Yeah.
If I have a chance to talk fights, I'm in.
The Thug Rose and Hebus fight, that was
that not a great fight?
yeah, that was a really good fight. It really
And
was.
Thug Rose, it's hard not to like her.
I'm the best.
She has a
I am the
nickname that is
best.
not her
I am the
personality.
best.
She's the sweetest person in the world.
We saw her back when I always get tough enough confused with what the house is for
Yeah,
UFC.
the Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter. We saw it when they first started strawweights and they brought all them in and she was in there with
Do you
them.
realize she's only 31?
She was
a kid.
yeah,
must
she was a
have
little
been
kid
like
then.
19.
Jeez.
By the way, my wife's watching the fights now, she said. So
Yes.
she had them on last week when I got
Has it
home.
been good? I can see you in the feed. My wife might be watching. She watches fights too.
I just now read information collectors saying evidently there was a clown that was following us as well.
As long as you look like a clown from Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes. That way I
Oh,
can
that
get-
game comes out pretty soon. Have you seen the game? You can play as either the clowns or
Have you guys seen that? It's a World War II
1943.
Captain America,
Yeah,
Black
yeah.
Panther
yeah,
game?
Yes.
Yeah. We
I'm
talked
in
about it a couple weeks
It
ago.
trouble.
looks so good.
Yeah, it does look good.
That game looks so good.
I also thought it was wild that like Kari Payton, who's a big voice actor, they actually used him as the model for that. And I wonder if that's actually going to be T'Chaka. Make more sense,
Would
right?
be his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah. It's not T'Chaka.
T'Challa. No, it'd be his dad or his grandpa. I mean, it might even be his
It
grandpa.
might be,
Yeah, it
his,
might be his
grandpa,
grandpa.
'cause it was
But you,
back
you
there.
could make the argument with the stuff that they use that they have a longer life, and it's totally makes sense, right?
I mean,
So
yeah.
he could live a longer life.
But yes, I am very interested in that game. What if it's going to be multiplayer or if it's going to be single player?
We could do that, Trey, but you wouldn't hear it unless you're listening on the radio because that wouldn't be whitelisted.
Because you
And
have
we
two
wouldn't
heroes.
want David Coverdale coming after us because even though he's older than me, he's probably very mean.
So when you're doing that, Lonzo, so like you could do it OTA, but not over the internet.
Right. And you can only do it for a certain amount of time. So we have a service with there are
Or
guys
Belarus
who
will come
just
after
make
you.
music in our company and sound effects and stuff. It would be an awesome job to have if you were that talented of a musician. But we can go through and they have those that you can
Sound
use specifically.
kind of like,
Yeah.
and but not exact.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And there are some that's okay for one thing and not for another. But if they're whitelisted, thing is they put the whitelisted thing on there and never told anybody what it was for. So I just went around asking everybody, does this mean it's, and then later on they come out. And so I took a chance with it anyway. And I ended up being right, but because they'll change categories on the thing. They won't tell you why they did it. But now there are modules and things that you have to go through to find out.
Drink deeper in the monster.
I am. I'm drinking the monster. It doesn't help.
Like a happy pep talk, that'll keep you.
No, you don't want
Okay,
one of
that's
those.
awkward.
You
Okay,
definitely do
scared.
not want one of those.
Don't worry. Only half of the people die.
Only half of them.
The rest come out stronger.
When you said that, whatever was going on the thing there, it sounded like chitlins, and I'm like, oh God, it's deliverance. Oh, it's fantastic. I hear banjos.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. One of the things that we love doing here is this started out 9 years ago. We had 3 wrestling fans and one guy who wasn't, well, it wasn't exactly that, but when we reached a point where it was me, Chris Evans, Zach Adams, and Patrick Brown, we had 3 wrestling fans and one fan who wasn't. And just like there are brackets going on right now for the NCAA tournament where there's some lady who loves the uniforms and she's going to win the whole thing. The same thing. It's a theory that we've used on this program. So a bunch of the guys don't know wrestling, don't know anything about this. And some of us do. Like me, I've spent more time on the wall than anybody. And I've been watching wrestling longer than anybody, except for one other person in this room who's not normally in this room. And we probably have about, well, I may have a year or 2 on him, but
When did you start?
And
watching
that's
wrestling?
our lead in to let you know that Rob Brown has lost the bracket and will be on the wall now.
now you're not going to find out who that is until until the end. We're going to crown a champion for our sidekicks, and then someone's facing the wall. There will be no lightning round today. That's what we're going to do in the last segment. So
I will Rob Brown in now.
No, leave him in there. If he is still breathing, we're good.
He's breathing through a straw. We
Yeah,
fixed it during
yeah.
the-
It's a big straw, though.
Defibrillate? I can't say that word.
Defibrillator.
Or shock him back to life.
It's
Yeah.
amazing what you did with the car battery. I was really impressed.
Yeah, I saw that in Lethal
It's
Weapon
inspired.
2. Was it Lethal Weapon 2, I think? Yeah, it was look really
I'm
painful.
surprised they could actually clamp on so easy.
Yeah, well, some people's are innies and some people's are outies.
Did you
All
really
right,
have
we
to do it
just
2
got
extra
lucky.
times though? That felt like a little bit of a pappy coming through there.
What?
You never know. You never know.
Starting to feel more and more like Odie's OnlyFans.
Yes, it is.
You can also tune into the Upstate Pulse after dark.
Yes. All right.
Welcome to
We
the Upstate Pulse after dark.
oh my gosh, you can make so much money, Matthew. All you got to do is apply yourself and get just a little more deep.
Go deeper, Matthew. Go deeper.
That's enough. Let us go to our wrestling picks, and there's quite a few. We've got looks like about 15, and which means better shot for people who don't know what they're doing to lose. Good shot for me to be on that wall. I will not tonight though. It's either going to be Odie or it's going to be Matthew. All right, NXT Stand and Deliver is next Saturday. While we're at Comicon, they're going to be doing their thing, starting out with the NXT Championship. Ilya Dragunov is the current champion, going up against Tony D'Angelo and the family. By the way, Tony D'Angelo and the family, one of the best storylines, especially in NXT. I mean, they're straight up mob family, and the accents, leaving someone on a bridge or off the bridge. It's implied. We got an Italian restaurant. He just got an Italian lawyer. It's great. It's really, really good. So Ilya Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. Matthew, who you got?
I feel like I've heard the name D'Angelo before, so I'll go with that.
All right, Cameron, who you got?
I think I'll go with D'Angelo.
Okay. And Odie, who do you have?
I think I'll go with Dragunov because it sounds like the rifle I use in Call of Duty.
He's also a Russian, and he's crazy. He comes out the orchestra, and he does you would love him.
Even better.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. Rob can't lose. I mean, well, I guess he could lose. So Rob, who you got?
I got D'Angelo.
Okay.
Mob
Yeah.
guy.
All right.
I'm already in one mafia, so I can't go.
Yeah.
another one.
It's just one. I don't. Are you allowed to talk about another
I mean,
mafia?
Is there a non-compete there?
Yeah,
or-
it's- Yeah, okay.
You can
Yeah.
multitask.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. All right, so this is hard for me, man. This is the hardest one for me to pick, but I'm also going to go with Tony D'Angelo. All right, NXT Women's Championship, Lyra Valkyria. I can never.
Valkyria.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Well, it could be pronounced different in wrestling. You know what?
I know that because Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah, and that's what it's. She comes out. She has feathers. Anyway, she's going up against Roxanne Perez, who they've repackaged into the crazy girl. She is not and I can't stand her, but she's one of Booker T's proteges. Rob Young, who you got?
Roxanne is Booker T's.
Yeah. She's been champion before.
I don't figure that turn 'em-
Roxanne.
I don't think they'd turn them both. So I'm going to go with Valkyria.
All right, Odie, who you got?
Just looking the two of them up, and I can't really decide, so I'm going to go with Valkyria because she sounds like a Valkyrie.
That's the whole point. That's okay. Cameron
I'm also going to go with Valkyria.
and Matthew
I'm also going with Valkyria.
and
Valkyria Chronicles is a good game franchise.
I am going with Roxanne Perez because they give her everything and she's a prodigy and everything. She shouldn't,
She
but
doesn't
anyway.
have to turn on the red light.
I was just about to
Yeah, she doesn't. NXT
Thank
North
you.
American Championship triple threat match: Obafemi versus Dijak versus Josh Briggs. Cameron, who you got? Obafemi, by the way, is the current champion.
How long has he been champion?
A couple months. He's a big dude. He's whenever he talks, they go, whoa. It's I can't recreate it. It's
With a name like Oba. I would hope so.
yeah, it's very
Doesn't sound like a cruiserweight.
no, it's very much like we were talking about Black Panther before. Some of the behind some of that stuff. Like who's the who is the general when he does the.
Well, Winston Duke is the one guy I think.
That's who he reminds
That's
me
the
of.
actor.
Yeah,
I can't think of. I think his name is M'Baku.
I think it might be M'Baku.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's who Obafemi reminds me of. So, Cameron, who you got?
We'll go with Obafemi.
Okay, OD.
Just looking the three guys up here, and Josh is covered in tattoos, and he has a delectable beard. So I'm going to go with Josh.
He's on the rise, so that's not a bad choice. Matthew.
I'm also going with Josh. I like the name. Sounds familiar.
All right.
Josh sounds like the guy
I'll
that
go
lives
with
down
that,
the street.
Josh Feller.
I am going to go with Obafemi.
Oh, hold on.
What?
I'm just looking. Josh has a Green Lantern tattoo.
Yeah, you already picked them. You don't like Green Lantern? You like green?
I like green, but you
Yes.
see, the Green Lantern franchise really messed up the whole Irish green thing because, well, we know what happened when they put it onto the silver screen. I don't like
they're
the way
gonna-
they did
I
it.
they're
thought
gonna
all the
do
DC
better.
animated films are really.
Yeah, he's really good
There
at
was
that.
never a live action Green Lantern that I recall.
Yeah,
Not,
Yeah,
not that
I
I'm
agree.
aware
I
of. No.
It was all
No.
There's
animated.
some really good animated stuff though.
Yeah.
it's
Really
okay.
good.
Deadpool killed him.
Oh,
So
yeah, okay.
yeah. So,
But
but
it never happened.
So anyway, Rob, who you got?
What?
I like Oba. I'm going with Oba.
You want to change your pick? You can.
No, I'll stick to my guns.
Okay,
Beige guns.
I already said that I'm going
That are slightly
with
pointed
that.
towards you.
I put Cameron on there twice. That's me. I'm also going with Oba. All right. NXT Tag
Are you
Team
also
Championship. No, but you're also Lonzo. NXT Tag Team Champion. That's an inside thing. The Wolf Dogs, which are Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker, versus the OC, which are Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, versus the LWO, which are Joaquin Wilde and Cruz Del Toro, versus just Axiom and Nathan Frazier. They don't have a team.
They don't
name.
get a cool
They
team
don't
name.
have a team name. Everybody else has a team name. Odie, who you got?
So my name's Nathan.
Because I want one, I'm going to say Wolf Dog.
Okay. All right. I think that's a good choice. Matthew, who you got?
OC.
Okay. Rob, who you got?
Man, it's tough between the Wolf Dogs and OC because you figure OC's got to win the titles at some point.
Yeah, since they moved down to NXT, absolutely.
Right. If they're going to be in NXT, they got to win. And if they want to bring Braun Breaker up,
Well, he's already on SmackDown too.
right.
Yeah.
So you eventually got to have him not on NXT. So I'm going to go with the OC just as a guess.
Okay. And Cameron.
I will also go with the OC.
And by the way, that's a great point, but I'm with Odie. I'm going Wolf Dogs. Final NXT match. This is speaking of sidekicks. Trick Williams was Carmelo Hayes' sidekick for a long time. Trick Williams, by the way, University of South Carolina. He's from this area. So it's one of those where you got your guy with you the whole way, and then Trick Williams, according to Carmelo Hayes, forgot that he's supposed to be number 2, and is feeling himself, and he was always supposed to be there to be number 2, and now he thinks he should be number 1. And Carmella thinks he's going to put him in his place. Some really good vignettes that they've been putting together for this. Since Vince McMahon went away, the production value everywhere. They got rid of some of the old guys who were doing their videos and things like that. It's really and their new ownership probably has a lot to do with that also because it looks really good. So Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams. I'm going to go ahead and go with my heart here and go with Trick Williams. Cameron, who you got?
I'm also going to go with Trick Williams.
All right. Rob.
He's local. You got to go with Trick.
All right. Matthew.
I like the local. I like the underdog story. I'll go with Trick.
All right. And Odie.
It's tricky to rock around.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Trick.
Okay. All right. So let's jump to WrestleMania. And you know what? Let's take a break first. We still got 2 breaks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll do WrestleMania. And then we will crown a champion and do some other things. You listen to Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I feel like you should have hit that like an old blubbery Englishman all right.
Cody doesn't finish the story, there's going to be some people so mad.
Well, I think there's a point there where it's so dumb. Like if your goal isn't to have him be your long-term champ, then have him win it and lose it quickly. But otherwise,
Which there's a way that can happen.
otherwise it's just a waste of
because someone
There's no Money in the Bank out
someone
there.
still has money.
And,
Yeah.
and it's like you could do it, or you could do it on Monday. Or a good one's to do it on Monday while he's interviewing and he's beat up or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you don't do it, it's dumb. Like you've spent time and money and effort, and the crowd's involved.
Well,
We haven't had a crowd this hot.
right. And Rob Brown's theory is it's going to be a Avengers Endgame, and they're already kind of setting it up where all these faces come out to
To
help.
help, and that's
Yeah.
and that's fun. Like,
But the
people were
beat down-
griping. I'm like, tell
Have
me
you
that's
seen the
not
video
fun.
of the beatdown Monday night that The Rock put on Cody?
Yes.
Oh, that was so bad. I mean, he bloodied him up and then took his blood and put it on a belt that he was going to give to Cody's mom. And then they just threw some stuff out today, video after the camera stopped, and Rock is F-bombing the production crew saying, "You don't tell me when I stop." And he kept beating on him and stuff after it was over. I mean, they're really, really doing this well. But I don't know how active he's going to be during the match because he's just been out of it for so long. And I wonder if there are
really, you
orders
keep
you
the
cannot
spot simple.
you cannot hit Rock in the face. I would bet.
No, I mean when they're punching, you're not really hitting each other most of the
I
time.
mean, if you're going to hit him with something.
Clotheslines don't hit to the face. Drop kicks usually don't hit to the face.
I was thinking for an object actually, but blood for blood.
Let me tell you something. If he bladed, it'd be amazing.
Well, I mean, we don't know that Cody didn't. That's just more proof that Vince is gone. But those guys blade so much that there are certain parts on their head that if you pop them right, they're going to bleed every time.
Well, theirs aren't that bad, but you go old school, the Terry Funks, the Dusty Rhodes, the Ric
Yeah.
Flairs, like you
Dusty with
literally
all
could-
those.
Oh yeah, you literally could bust them open with just a knuckle. You could
Yeah.
just knuckle it.
I don't know, Trey. I think that'd be over by then. I think The Rock's just doing this run. Although, if
It's a
he
good question.
if he screws over Roman, which there's a good chance he can do, a lot of people talking about instead of him putting up the one, he's putting up the loser sign. And when he's saying certain things, he's looking at Roman when he does it. And that match could still happen at next WrestleMania. But he's like runs the place a little bit now. He's on the board.
They do want to do a match between the two of them. It's
Yeah.
something they want to.
But do you do that at SummerSlam, or do you? If they're going to do it at SummerSlam, then he'll probably be in Greenville. I don't know if I've ever seen him live. I remember I got to see Hulk
I have.
Hogan.
I saw him back in the old days.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I saw way too much Hulk Hogan because Kurt Angle pulled his pants down when he went to do something and he grabbed his trunks and the trunks went down. I'm like, dude, why? Why?
Flair did that like every live show I ever saw him at. If it wasn't televised, you saw Ric Flair's buttocks. He would do, they climb up the ropes, they pull him, and he'd run around with his pants. He did all kinds of silly stuff. It was fun. And I saw Steve Corino copy it at ECW shows. And the crowd got exactly what he was doing and would start wooing.
Are they wearing underwear underneath?
No.
Ah,
Well, they don't drop the front, just the back.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Could be worse.
And they probably have a
Yeah, that's-
jock strap on. No
Nope.
jock strap. Okay.
The jock straps, dude.
That's a hard no.
That's old school, sir. It's just drugs.
Well, Ric Flair wanted everybody to see. So
Well, he would get on the bar and his
Yeah.
propeller. Yeah, I know.
propeller helicopter.
All right, welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. As usual, so much to do, so little time to do it, and we got another break to take in between time. So we're going to get to the WrestleMania matches. These are 2 nights in Philadelphia. Some of them are labeled what day they are, some of them are not, but we're just going to jump right in and zoom right through this. By the way, let's start with WWE Women's Championship match. The current champ is Io Sky versus Bayley. I'm going to go first on this, and I am going to go with Bayley because something happened last night on SmackDown, and Jade Cargill showed up and came out, showed out, and paired herself with a couple people who have been helping Bayley out in Naomi and the EST. And it wouldn't shock me if they don't help counter the rest of that group and help Bayley win. Cameron, who you got?
I got Bailey.
All right, Matthew.
I like that solid reasoning. I'm also going with Bailey.
All right, Odie.
I'm going to go with Io Sky.
Okay, and Rob.
Bailey.
Okay, all right. The next match, Women's World Championship between Rhea Ripley, mommy, as they say, going up against the man, Becky Lynch. And here's the thing. I probably will go get some snacks during this match because I don't care for either one of them. And I don't want to have to root for either one of them. But someone has to win. And Cameron's going to tell us who that is.
I mean, obviously it's going to be mommy, right?
Okay. All right. So Cameron has Rhea Ripley. Rob, who you got?
Rhea Ripley.
All right. Matthew.
Mommy joke is funny. I'll go with Ripley.
Okay. And
I
Odie.
find it humorous. I shall go with
I
it.
find this humorous.
Indeed.
Odie, who you got?
I wanted to go with Ripley because of, Ripley. But then I looked up Becky Lynch, and she's a fiery redhead.
And she's also from Ireland.
She is
by the way.
Irish.
She is from Ireland. She's not Irish. I mean, she's from Ireland.
What? Okay,
She's literally from Ireland.
I'm going to go with her.
Okay. All right.
Bet she's not, though.
Huh? She is.
She is.
No, she is.
She's legitimately
yeah,
from
her
Ireland.
and Finn Balor. Finn Balor is the one who
Oh,
trained
but the
her.
Lord Lantern, she's from Limerick.
Yeah, I told you she's really from Ireland. So there you
Yes.
go.
You know, I probably know someone that knows her.
More than likely.
So do they always have to rhyme in Limerick? Or
Yes.
is that like
do they?
That's
Wow.
how they talk.
It's not really. It's not really as a
no,
Olympic.
that's
rhyme.
right. That's
yeah,
right.
It's not.
It's more of a
It's
device.
it's stories that Odie tells that we can't put on the air.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
right. That is a
There
Limerick.
once was a
Yeah, a man from Nantucket. Exactly.
Fire
I
now.
am also going to go with Becky Lynch. I don't want to, but I'm going to go with Becky Lynch. Because I don't care who wins. All right, WWE Intercontinental Championship, Gunther, the Ring General, who is the longest running Intercontinental Championship. Suck it, honky tonk man.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know. Gunther, who I have had the pleasure of interviewing, and I asked him when he chopped someone, has he ever made a man cry? And he said, probably on the inside. And it's like the most best answer I've ever had in my entire life. I just felt giddy. Gunther going up against Sami Zayn, who they're building up. Sami, there's no way you can win, and all this kind of stuff. They're right. Gunther retains. Cameron, who you got?
I got Sami Zayn.
Look at you. Odie, who you got?
well,
Please don't chop me.
I'm going to say Gunter because he's Australian and he has a dad bod.
He's Austrian.
Austrian.
Yeah,
Yes.
throw under the shrimp on the Barbie.
No, Austrian.
Austrian.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, all right.
Says the man from the peninsula.
Yes.
We understand this.
He's like Arnold. I mean, it's fun. Yeah. Anyway, all right, Matthew, who you got?
Gunther's been on the show, interviewed before. That sounds cool. I'll go with him.
All right, Rob.
It's actually a hard one for me. So do you move Gunther up to the world title scene?
'Cause
by
he
having
needs to do
Sami
that,
Pull
yeah.
off the major upset. But I think you already have a feel good story from Cody, so I'm going to go with Gunther.
Okay, there we go. All right. Next match, United States Championship, Logan Paul. Yeah, that Logan Paul, who, despite all the hatred, is a very good wrestler.
He's worked hard at it.
He has. He puts time in, and he's legitimate. And there's a reason why he's a champion. It's not, oh, let's put this belt on celebrity.
Well,
No.
what's fun is he doesn't just wrestle 50-year-old retired wrestlers like his brother.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Foxes.
Hey, yeah, I know he's 57, but Mike's going to bust him up.
It's still Mike Tyson.
He's going to punch him in the gut.
Mike won't make it if Mike doesn't knock him out within 3 rounds. And I love me some Mike Tyson. There's no way if they're drug testing, he has a stamina.
By the way, he's going to punch Jake Paul in the gut, and Jake's going to quit. That's what he's going to. This whole boxing thing, I know I've helped bring boxing back to where people were talking about it, but that hurt. I'm out. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he just quits. All right. So Cameron, who you got?
I got KO. I don't think
Okay.
Kevin Owens gets enough love.
Yes, I love Kevin Owens. Also, Odie, who you got?
Orton.
Yeah, we'll go with that's how
That
you
would be
say it.
Randy.
You
Yeah.
hear voices in his head,
Yes.
like Matthew.
Yes. Speaking of Matthew,
Look,
who you got?
I just see the name Randy and I'm just kind
The
of
voices told me to go for
Austin
Kevin.
Powers.
Okay. All right. Rob, who you got?
Man, I think Randy Orton might be the feel good piece of that one. I think Randy needs to do something to elevate him.
All right, and I'm going to stay with Logan Paul to win. All right, 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. Those guys, Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus DIY versus New Day versus the Awesome Truth versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory versus Catch Republic. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, by the way, both from Great Britain. I don't know why I told you that, but I
don't know why anyone would care.
Yeah, I just thought, maybe. So,
oh wow, let's have a tea party.
So Odie, who you got? Finn Balor, by the way, from Ireland.
Yeah, no. But
Okay.
if you're gonna say it properly, it's Finn Balor,
Okay, well, anyway,
because the father over the A accentuates it.
I'm just saying what they call
Just
it,
letting
man.
you
We're not
know,
talking
man.
about he's on the
I mean,
hayfield. We're
yeah.
just talking about a wrestler.
And
Yeah,
also in
something,
D&D,
yeah.
it's a Baylor demon.
Yes, it is, which is what he dresses. He's a demon sometimes, but he won't be in this.
So am I. Some people fight with their inner demons. I cuddle with them. Finn Balor, please.
Okay, all
It's
right.
gotta be really warm.
All right.
Spiky.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that. Cameron, who you got?
I'd pay for that.
I'm gonna go with the Awesome Truth.
Okay, and
Odie's OnlyFans people.
and Rob.
you do
Twinkies
know-
and Briar
You
Bushes.
do know I am going to set one
I
up there.
don't think they're winning, but I'm with Cameron. I
It would
gotta
be
go.
so good.
I know they're not winning, and I'm doing it anyways because having met R-Truth many years ago, he is one of the nicest.
He interviewed him a couple months ago.
Yeah, which
so
which
nice.
by the way, yeah, I interviewed him. That interview, one of my favorite interviews of all time. Our Truth is great. That's why I'm going to go with them. Also, Matthew, who you got?
Rob,
You know what? If they've been
Go
on the show,
Hearts.
then I'm going to go for them. I'll go with.
I know
Truth.
it's a pattern here. All right, we got a couple more we need to zoom through really quick.
Really quick.
Yeah, I know. Tag team match: The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I'm not going to use the middle thing. He doesn't deserve that. If Cody and Seth win, then Cody's match against Roman Reigns will be a straight up match and the bloodline will not be allowed. If The Rock and Roman win, then it's a no holds barred match. The Rock and Roman are going to win this. Cameron, who you got?
for all of it or just
No, this is the tag team match on night one.
Okay, gotcha. I think The Rock and Roman will win the first one.
All right, Rob.
Rock and Roman.
All right, Odie.
Rock and Roman.
All right, Matthew.
I'm also with the crowd there.
Okay, way to go. All right, World Heavyweight Championship: Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre from Scotland. I'm just throwing that out there. Not,
No.
not trying to.
We recognize the Scottish.
Okay, well, it is McIntyre.
We
It is.
recognize.
Okay, all right.
English people aren't real.
I am going with Drew McIntyre. Cameron, who you got?
I think I'll go with McIntyre.
All right, Odie.
Mull of Kintyre.
All right, Matthew
I'm going McIntyre.
and Rob.
Yes, McIntyre.
Okay, there we
That
go.
way nobody can lose this category.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's
All right,
either a one or
It's all or
or a
nothing.
tie.
all right. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Will the story finally end? Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. I am going Cody Rhodes. Odie, who you got?
Cody Rhodes.
All right, Matthew.
Cody Rhodes.
All right, Rob.
Cody Rhodes.
All right, Cameron.
I'll go with Stardust.
Okay, there we go. All right, and it's an alter ego. All right, LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I am going with AJ Styles. Cameron, who you got?
Yeah.
Okay, Matthew, who you got?
Knight's
so
a cool name.
Okay. By the way, Cameron, did you go with Knight?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I did.
I thought you were doing AJ's theme song. Okay. All right, we're cool. All right, Odie.
Summer nights.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Oh, okay. So
Knight.
you're going with
Yeah,
LA
yeah,
Knight.
Knight.
Okay.
We're losing,
All right.
We're
All right.
losing
No,
it.
I'm just trying to get this done. All right. And Rob.
LA Knight.
Okay. And finally, brother versus brother, Jay Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Cameron, who you got?
Which one is the one that isn't with the? with the
Jay is the supposed babyface right now.
I'll go with Babyface Jay.
Okay. All right. Rob.
Jay.
And Odie.
Jimmy.
Okay. And Matthew.
Jay.
And that's and I also am going with Jay. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are crowning the sidekick champion, and we're going to tell you who's facing the wall. Listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Same.
Supposed to say, what are you doing?
How's Patrick doing?
Seen him a couple times. Not doing bad. All right, get rid of the promo. That's what I think we can get rid of. Yeah, that's something. I would have told you to get rid of the weather, but I didn't get over there fast enough. Yeah, R-Truth was so good. We had him on StreamYard, and he did this thing where he made a heart motion because he was on his phone. He threw his hands up, and all hearts went up like right at the beginning. It was really good.
Oh,
He's really.
I'm just coming back with an
we chatted
Yeah,
with
yeah.
him when he was in TNA, and he was
When he was a champion.
he was
Yeah.
just the nicest human being.
Yeah.
Like,
I-
so was Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
Samoa Joe.
he's so well
We,
spoken.
we told him, we said, hey man, we watch every time you're on, because back then in TNA, like the big stars weren't on every week. And Samoa went, man, that really is flattering. He said, but can I ask you a favor? Can you watch when I'm not on? Because these other guys are working just as hard. And you're like, what a kind, like there's no cameras here.
Yeah.
This is just one-on-one. I thought a lot of him for that comment. I thought it was really cool.
oh yeah.
Way to take care of his buddies.
Yeah, I asked R-Truth how he stays in such good shape because he's like same age as us. And he said after high school, he just kept working out. He said it's just part of his routine. So he just works out every day.
Yeah.
And he's never stopped working out. And that's why he still looks that good. I mean, this guy's in his 50s doing stuff that people in their 20s and 30s are doing.
And his career has come and gone as an in-ring competitor, where at points he was a character, which reduced the amount of bumps he needed to take.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't scoop me.
I won't.
Don't
Yeah,
scoop.
please don't. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I shall scoop you now.
By bubble.
Your bubble,
Personal
your
space.
bubble cannot protect you from me.
Just wait till he tries to do the worm. That's going to get really awkward. Boom. Waka
That's fair.
waka.
That's fair.
Yo,
Okay.
bubble is no match for my ability to break personal space. I slurred my speech
Yeah,
there a
jump straight
little bit.
into
I kind of
when we get
like,
back and you get the-
I'm just kind of like down.
We're gonna be
Daiquiris.
Yeah.
Well, we're-
No, we're good. Oh,
I don't know
all
why.
we got
Daiquiris,
to do is,
Please tell him he's
unless
wrong.
there's a tie,
Tell him he's
all we got
wrong.
to do is name
No,
psychic.
Drink, so I don't
And
know.
I gotta
No
say who's
daiquiris.
getting shot. We're doing that after the
I said
show. We're doing the Nerf
drink
law
tonight's
after the
daiquiri
show,
goes
so we're good with that.
Yeah.
We should have time to crown a champ and a recap South Carolina Comicon.
Retreat for the daiquiri.
Yeah.
Retreat.
Hey,
Your fingers dirty.
Yeah, there you
yeah,
go.
they are. Because it's running through my awesome hair.
I'm gonna shave mine. That's it. I'm done with it.
No, you
One-
don't,
one of my
dude.
favorite
Leave your hair
lines.
the way it is. I mean,
It's like your secret is safe.
I hate seeing hair go before it's time.
Care less.
If it's gonna grow back, it'll grow back.
People mistake apathy for
See, you should be
Yeah,
Stone Man. That dude shaves his hair every year, and then it ends up.
Yeah.
And he's older than me.
he's older than all of us.
Fine.
Yeah.
What do you think on the streamline?
Very
Should Odie
true.
shave his head or not?
In fact, it's
I've done it
intact.
before and I look okay with it. So
Yeah.
Let's say you've had it shorter than this.
I've been shaved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it. We're just like,
All right, guys.
whatever happens, happens.
I'm sorry.
Bye, no longer Cameron. No longer Cameron has exited the building.
All right. All apologies to W, but we don't need you this week. So stay in the green room. We'll get you next week. No lightning round because we need to crown the Upstate Pulse sidekick. And we have Tinkerbell versus Krillin. We haven't had a tie yet. Doesn't mean that we will or won't have a tie. Because everyone seems pretty set about what they're going to do here. So we're going to find out. So Krillin or Tinkerbell, Cameron, who you got and why?
That's the talkie time.
Krillin.
There you go.
Krillin has been one of the hearts of most of Dragon Ball. He was there for all of it. He was there for the good times, the bad times, the times where he blew up.
Which made me cry as an adult when he blew up. I mean, it really, because it's my favorite character, and Frieza killed him, not by just killing him, but making him explode in front of his best friend.
Yep.
That was
That
rough.
ruffled Goku's jimmies.
Yes,
It
it did.
did.
And that made him become Super Saiyan for the very first time.
Every
Krill-
time. Every time.
Krillin was the catalyst for saving the world, even through self-sacrifice and everything else he did.
Absolutely. All right, Matthew, who you got?
You know,
Hold on. Did you just complete turncoat on me?
he
What are you
did.
talking about?
But really, at the end of the day, as awesome as Krillin is, at the end of the day, there's a smile in my heart, and there really is no better place to start with that. So when I think about all the joy I'm going to find in making Lonzo angry, I got to go with Tinkerbell.
All right, go ahead and do your thing, Odie.
Think about.
All right, we have a tie. Text line 71307.
It's not a tie.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't voted.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you could go ahead and vote, but it won't matter.
It's not that it won't matter.
Unless you say that it matters, and then I guess it matters. But I mean,
the sponsors
Yeah.
are
Voting the whole time.
yeah, no. Well, I mean, go ahead and vote, but it doesn't know.
Are we going to the text line regardless?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
we are.
Then
We're
there's no
going-
reason for me to vote.
Okay, all right. So,
Wow.
so,
Do
so,
it quickly.
so anyway, text line 71307. When I give the countdown, Krillin or Tinkerbell. So
Running out of time, everybody.
yeah, dude, we got 3 minutes. We got plenty of
We
time.
got so much time.
Yeah, we do. I mean, that's like an eternity in radio. I mean, I have time to appeal to the people about the integrity of this whole thing.
And I have time to appeal to the people about how funny it would be if Tinkerbell won.
I mean, it is magic.
If you're going to vote and if you want to help the Irishman out,
All right.
on my very first bracket here, in the absolutely beautiful surroundings and the amazing people of South Carolina and anybody else that can hear my voice, you will vote for Tinkerbell.
All right. 321, text line 71307. The first one to text either Tinkerbell or Krillin. That's who goes through.
Oh, I see that smile. I see the smile.
So,
Ladies, gentlemen, Lonzo's, Cameron's, Rob's, and of course Matthew's, and everybody else out there listening,
Hey, that's me.
the winner is Tinkerbell.
Oh,
all
let's
right.
go.
I hope you guys have enjoyed the last bracket because we will not be doing this anymore. By the way, I'm not joking. All right, so let us say who's going to face the Nerf wall, and that will be. Sorry, Matthew. It's going to be Matthew facing the wall.
Oh, no.
So,
But did I go on the Nerf wall losing every single?
no, you actually won a couple, dude.
Ah,
Sorry.
no.
Sorry.
The only time I lost was when I
Sorry.
lost every single one. It would have been so funny if I lost every single one again.
Yeah, well, you didn't, but
You
he's
only
facing the
failed
wall.
a little.
All right, just enough time. Rob,
Sir.
South Carolina Comicon next week.
Next
Stop
week.
What's the
Bring it
last
up.
things that you want to say to those of people who are on the fence who want to come to the con? They don't know if they should or they shouldn't.
It's a lot of fun. It's family friendly. There's celebrities, there's comic artists, there's vendors. It's going to be a really good time. Tickets, scomicon.com or at Borderlands or at the event. And we look forward to seeing everybody. It's going to be a crazy madhouse. And I hope I see you there.
I hope we see you there. So that has been another Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD. Please stay tuned on the stream to see Matthew face Rob's new gun
I got
I'm
a
gonna
brand new
win.
Nerf gun.
and my new gun too.
Matthew, I like you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't right now.
I'm
so-
using my psychic powers to jam your gun right now.
I just want to say
Hope it
to
works.
everybody out there, I love every
All
single
right.
one of you.
Happy Easter, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.
Did you guys realize, completely off topic of anything we've been talking about, there are still 3 million people playing Diablo 3? 3 million.
Yeah, they just started.
Active.
They just started a new
users.
season.
Playing what?
They started
Diablo
a new season.
3. Diablo 4 came out,
Yeah.
and I haven't spent hardly any time on it. I've been too busy. But 3, there's 3 million active users on that
Well,
game.
you got to think about it. It's a comfort game for them now.
I mean,
I like the seasons on 3 more than I do on 4. By the way, you can now play Diablo 4 on Game Pass.
Yep, I saw that. Although I will say the seasons on Diablo 4 are technically better because they actually add new content.
Read the top one. Is that a bit of a...
No, he's
just being facetious, isn't
Yeah.
it? Okay.
That dude is here every single week.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I mean, yeah, he's not.
was it
Should
text
I go
line? Because
grab
I
him?
can't see it. Normally I can see the text line.
What?
Shall I scoop?
You may go in there and find out he's gone. He's just like, nope, I'm out.
I think I'm up to 3 people over level 1,000 on this thing.
Oh my god!
I'm working on the 4th guy.
Wow.
on
That's
Immortal.
a lot.
Yeah.
Just making sure what's
Yeah.
have to scoop.
No, I was just packing all my stuff up first.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to do that because he knows he's going to be so beat up and sore after this. Have you faced the Nerf wall before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
once.
I was
I
the
didn't
first
have-
person to lose every
I didn't have
single
the cannon,
pin.
did I?
No, you weren't there.
Okay. Lonzo's the first person to face the cannon, to be fair.
Yeah, I was.
And when I
Tim
told him
was
I
the
had it,
second.
he was, I think Lonzo was like, good, because I'll take it first.
Yeah.
I'll be the judge. And of course, my favorite was Tim.
Hey,
Just because
let's move this chair out of the way so we can get some more people back here.
Drop. Hold on. I'm just going to drop a couple of
This is
these.
gonna be crazy.
I'll take the crouching position.
Um,
Oh no! It's just techno, Matthew.
Hey, would you like the axe?
who will I drop?
Can I
Oh,
play
you
the
should.
piano with the axe?
You protect part of your body with the axe.
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah, yeah.
Do it.
I'm
Can
worried
I-
about your face.
Hang on. Who am I going to drop?
See, you don't have a mask.
Worried
on?
about your face. Throws
He wouldn't wear it anyway.
Oh, well, I'm not going to shoot you in
All
the
right.
face if I can help it.
Yeah, I'm not if I can help.
I'm just going
Yeah.
to. I'm going to shoot the face.
All right.
All
All right. We
Don't
need
break
to,
my
we need to
glasses.
see.
Break the thing.
Someone needs to look at the clock.
Oh.
And tell us when. We can't all stand here. Let me get to the side.
I
I'll go
can,
over
get, I
here.
can get an angle.
Okay. All right, no, we're good then.
Get your
All
spot. I'll get
all
an
right,
angle.
All right.
All right.
Please protect yourself.
I'm playing the.
No, down there.
No,
You're
I
gonna
am
get
playing
shot.
this.
You're going to get shot down
Oh,
there.
it's fine. Do what you want, but you've been given protection.
30 seconds.
All right. Hang on. Whoa.
Rev that thing up. Let's go. Remember, that's comebacks.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire!
You done?
Yeah.
Oh man, I still had something. I was channeling my inner Bill Frady.
This thing was so fast. That's how fast 20 went.
Yeah.
Like I was 20 shots.
I
Like,
hope the stream enjoyed my serenade throughout all of
Are
that.
you good? You good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
well, he was smart. He wore durable pants and a sweatshirt. The sweatshirt
I
really
always
helps a
wear
lot.
khakis in this sweat.
All right,
This is what I wear
Thanks to
every day.
everybody who watched, and we will see you guys. Hey, show up to South Carolina Comic-Con if you see any of us come up. Hand hugs, no real physical touching, because well, you can hug Matthew,
All Tinkerbell or Lost Boys, come say hi to
and
Dad.
we will we'll see you next week, and bye bye.